on the airplane is. And no, it's not the very first row in first class, although during the winter, in the wrong city, it can be pretty cold up there during boarding. The coldest place on the plane is our, drum roll, the window seats in the exit rows. They are also generally the seats on the plane with the most legroom. Makes perfect sense. Those are emergency doors, and no matter how well they try and seal them, some below zero air seeps in during flight. If you're an emergency row fan, go for the aisle seat and stay a bit warmer, or bring your mucklucks.
More tips to make you a smarter traveler. Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. I've heard you're extending the 4th of July sales event because the deals were just so good.
They were the best deals of the year, and we wanted to keep the savings going. Right now, you can save up to $14,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties. Plus, save thousands more with 0% financing for 60 months.
Wow. $14,000 off MSRP and 0% financing. That's crazy.
At Hoblet, our goal is to get you the hard-to-find heavy-duty truck you need at the best price possible. Plus, we have over 600 Rams available.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, and now, unbeatable interest rates. $14,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 2500 Laramie after $9,500 dealer discount and factory incentives. Incentives include $500 on-the-job upfit with eligible upfit, $1,000 Hoblet business owner bonus with proof of business ownership, $1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, 0% financing for 60 months on approved credit through SFS, $16.67 per thousand borrowed. 10th net savings. See dealer for details.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KHD 1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140. Your local sports leader.
This is the Drive, baby!
The Drive Guys. Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles. It's drive time with the Drive Guys.
One more day in Las Vegas. Alan, would you agree here? It just, every year, it becomes more and more obvious. Summer League just burns fast and bright. It starts out in a blaze of so much excitement, getting to see players playing for their new NBA teams for the first time. By the time you get to the last Friday of Summer League, I know there's still some more games to play here, but boy, people just can't wait to get out of here.
Yeah, that's kind of been the sentiment. A lot of people just, if they're not already gone, it's a little dry out here. Well, I guess in both ways, Whitey. But it's been a fun time.
Not dry today with the rain coming down.
No,
much to your chagrin.
Don't get me started on the rain, but no, it's been an outstanding time getting to run into a lot of people that we have on the show, that we talk to, that we use.
When you see Bobby Marks and go, "Hey, that's not." Oh, I ran into another famous person.
Did I or did I not speak with Bobby Marks?
Technically, I mean,
I did.
Yeah.
So I can say I had a conversation.
I mean, that's debatable, actually. But okay, you saw him and you said hi, and he said hi back.
He said hi back. You
Right.
know, we were going to speak longer, but he's going up the stairs. I'm going down the stairs. You don't
Yeah.
want to be in anybody's way.
I
because
know.
everyone's trying to
I may have
watch.
actually seen that happen. So
Everyone's
I know.
trying
I'm
to
with
watch
you. Yeah.
Darius Acuff, so
Right.
we didn't want to be in anybody's way. But we met a lot of people. We saw a lot of the friends of the show. And I think the biggest thing is leaving here with something. It is Vegas. You don't want to leave here with empty pockets, empty wallets. So can the Kings leave here with something?
Well, is there anything worth accomplishing in Vegas that is left to accomplish? I mean, can they salvage anything out of this? I don't know that there's really anything, left to do. I think it's just you came. Summer League was a little bit underwhelming for the Kings, but now it's onward and upward. Today you've got who's out? Cardwell's out, Maxime's out, Nick Clifford out, and Darius Acuff are all out.
All out.
Yeah.
All out. And I know it probably was a tough conversation for Dylan Cardwell. We know how passionate he is and has really taken a leadership role. So those guys being out, it's kind of very much a pickup basketball vibes, and it's an opportunity for some guys. I look at it, like I said yesterday, like Hard Knocks. Hey, an opportunity to show some people some things, and that's the other thing, Whitey. It's not necessarily for the Kings. It's also for other teams that are there. There's scouts, agents. There are a lot of people that are around to see you make an impression. So still a very important day for a lot of people, just not the headline stars that we are typically used to.
3:30 start today for the Kings and the Charlotte Hornets, but it is absolutely a huge day for some of those players that haven't played much. And other NBA teams are looking at them, but they're also putting something together for their tapes and trying to get jobs overseas, trying to show people overseas, look, I can play a little bit.
Yeah.
So while we're not familiar with some of the names that'll get a lot of minutes today for some of those players, like, again, I know I keep mentioning him, he's my guy, Elias Ralph, this is a huge day for him.
It really is. And you're really stamping that. What do you like about his game, Whitey?
Just all-around floor game, contributes, he rebounds a little bit, takes good shots. He's got some range. And just, Mr. Plus Minus, I'm the first one that started calling him that. I think you're going to hear that a lot. But he's just one of those guys that comes in the game, understands what he needs to do to help his team win.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking here, Whitey. 6'7" forward. I like that. Can handle the rock a little bit. Can shoot it a little bit.
That's what you said about Caravan too.
Well, he can.
Okay.
I saw him grab a rebound and take the ball across the floor and initiate the offense.
Okay.
I saw that.
All right.
I watched it. You ignored it, but I watched it and I saw it. But
I was looking at Bobby Marks.
Are you hoping that Ralph is able to nab himself some type of a deal with Stockton, something like that?
That would be nice. I don't know the numbers well enough as far as who else he would be competing with, but that would be a guy from Pacific,
right,
playing for the Stockton Kings. I'd like to think he's got a shot. And I have a friend, I may have talked about this before, a young lady that I used to coach when she was in like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and she's now a coach at UOP with the women team, Pacific. So I texted her. She said, "Oh yeah, the last 2 years," she said, "he's been the best player on that team." So
he's been the guy.
There's definitely a local angle for him.
Yeah. Well, good luck to him and the rest of the Kings that are going to do some battle.
But what about? I know yesterday. I think it was you. I did the show with yesterday, and you were saying, but it's kind of been. You asked a question, didn't you? Has it been Did you use the word stinky? Smelly summer league for the Kings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how about that? Is that true? And is there anything they can do to eradicate
Lysol,
any bad odor?
Yeah, you got to win tonight. Obviously, it would be better if you had your guys and it's on the back of a A-Cuff 40 burger or something like that. But you come out with some fight. Get a W, maybe, and we know the names that aren't playing, but you're still going to see Emmanuel Sharp. You're still going to see Caravan. You still could have a first rounder, have a great game for you in AK and Alex Caravan. So you definitely can get the stink out a little bit, Whitey. I don't know if you can fully eradicate it. Might just have to not go in the bathroom for, a couple hours. But after that, you'll be good.
I'm sorry I asked you that, but I did. ask you that. I just don't think that it's that bad with Summer League. I know there's a lot about it that was not what we hoped, specifically when it comes to Darius Acuff. On the other hand, you look at what some really good players have done in their first Summer Leagues, and they haven't done well. So not sure it matters at all. But there is a chance today for, as you say, Caravan, if he has another good game, that'd be great. If he doesn't, oh well.
Right.
But if he has another nice game after such a slow start, and Emmanuel Sharp has been – at some point today, we may give away the Drive Guys Summer League Beamies. He is a prime candidate to get my Beamie Award. Of course, Chris Watkins and I came up with the Beamies years ago.
Right.
My Summer League Beamie is the King's most outstanding player in Summer League.
I'm not really sure who else it could go to the way he's played. I mean, even dating back to the Cali Classic, he was showing some things. Just that type of game. I know shooting, you can have off nights, but just the type of game that he has, it doesn't really slump, Whitey. And he came out, showed what he could do immediately. Even when the older guys kind of joined the crew, it didn't really change his ability to contribute. So, yeah, that's probably the worst kept secret out of your summer Beamies, simply because there's just nobody else.
Anything can happen in the Beamies, though. Some crazy things.
Well, yeah, if Caravan, 30, 25 points today, you never know.
Now, you just cited one of the old sports cliches. I want to ask you as a baseball guy, you being a baseball guy, I should say, whether it's true, because you said, that type of game Emmanuel Sharp has, there's no slump there.
Right.
That's that old saying, defense doesn't go into slumps.
Yes.
And I think that comes from baseball, actually, because hitters might slump, but guys are good glove men. Defense doesn't go into slumps. Is that true, Alan?
That defense,
yeah, you can slump at the plate, but a good defender doesn't have slumps. I don't think it's true.
I don't think it's true fully, but it is true because those slumps don't typically last as long as maybe a hitting slump, right? Like Matt Chapman struggled a little bit, or we know he's an outstanding defender at third base. Matt Chapman struggled earlier this season. I would call that a defensive slump, but it was a couple games.
Yeah. A good defender typically is going to come out of it pretty quickly. But with a hitting slump or a shooting slump,
it could be a whole season.
You just don't know.
Yeah, it could be a whole season long. So, yeah, I guess you're right. It does slump, but it's very hard to slump. And I would say it really can only slump in baseball, right? I mean, how could defense slump in basketball besides you just being tired? Just not giving the same amount of effort. So, yeah, I think it really only could slump in, I would probably say, baseball, because of how defense is in baseball versus football. Or football, there's only, you're only playing one side. But
right. If you're a defensive player and you go into a defensive slump, you're in trouble.
You're definitely –
You're probably going to be sitting a little bit.
Yeah, you're definitely not in the right position.
But I do think that's one of the things that we look at in Summer League and – more importantly, in training camp, is what can a player do when he's known for this? If he's not able to do that for whatever reason on any given night, what else can that player do to help you?
Yes, and
Emmanuel Sharp does a number of things.
He's been great. So hopefully he can kind of cap off a great summer for him. And I don't know, light a fire under some of these guys. These minutes, everybody is.
Speaking of lighting a fire, did you almost set the house on fire today with the pizza in the oven?
I'm not quite sure the question.
Because I heard Frankie say something like, don't set the house on fire, and you said
well,
something.
He just said that because I simply turned on the oven.
Next thing I know is like, wow, we're all smelling like, what's burning?
Yeah, well, I didn't put a timer on it because, you just kind of know.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was fine.
Okay.
So I did, I didn't forget, but.
Okay, then I'm guilty again of a Summer League overreaction.
That's right.
Because I thought, oh, no, the house is burning down.
No, all I did was press bake. Okay. That's all I did. And Frankie said, don't burn down the house.
Well, you and Frankie have kind of been at odds a little bit today. I don't know. You've been antagonizing.
No, I have not. Yeah,
you have.
Only a little bit. Only when he starts it, okay? And then I just bug him. But Frankie, there's a lot on his shoulders. The rental car.
The leader.
Yeah, it's tough. So I'm trying
Heavy
to help
is the head
him.
that wears the crown.
Yeah, just some comedic relief, and just making sure that he just loosens up a little bit. That's all. Even if he doesn't want to, it's good for him.
Now, you won't hurt my feelings no matter how you answer here. I know that I've kind of been on the list as a candidate to go to the Mob Museum, which I understand there's plans for tonight.
Yes.
How am I doing? Is there a chance I'm going to make the cut and get the invite?
I think you're going to get the invite.
Yes.
But the show is still young.
Right.
Don't mess with me today.
Oh, that's what it's based on? Or just how I treat
it's
you?
everything.
Oh, okay.
It's everything.
Uh-huh.
You want to agree with my takes today, I'd say. That's probably good.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, so, and no JK counter, right? No over-under on how many times
It's
I
okay
say.
because it broke yesterday.
Yeah, well, we got to restart it.
Yeah.
We got to restart it. So you're on eggshells today. But
All right.
right now you're in.
I got a shot.
Yes.
I got a shot. What has stood out to you about the Summer League besides, speaking of shots, Caleb Wilson and his incredible three-point shooting?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of slumps, and the opposite of a slump is obviously a heater, are we believing that Caleb Wilson is just going to maybe not shoot like this, but are we believing him as a three-point shooter in general? Based on Summer League, I don't know.
Not yet, but I mean that's intriguing that he could do that at all.
That was the biggest conversation. And I remember before we knew that the Kings were going to get the 7th pick, I remember having conversations about Caleb Wilson. And to me, obviously, none of these guys have done anything yet. But to me, he was the biggest wild card. He was the biggest question mark because his season also got cut short. And the tape was great, right? Being at UNC, beating down on Duke, but we didn't see him shoot the 3-ball a lot. I felt like his mid-range, and you and Chris Watkins are great at this. It felt like watching how he shoots from the mid-range, it should be able to translate to the 3-point range, but we hadn't seen it, and now we have. So he has, I think, stolen the summer from everyone else.
Yeah.
He played a little bit longer than the other guys that got drafted in the top 4. So that dude, I think the Bulls might have one, and they're going to have we talked about the odds and how the Kings have the worst odds out of anybody to win the championship. And you look at the Bulls, they still got Giddey, who I still believe is he's not, I don't even think he's 25 yet, but you still got Giddey, who's 23, 24. Then you add in Caleb. They had a 9th overall pick last season who was injured a bit. So the Bulls, again, it just feels like all these teams have more hope than the Kings, which is funny because the Kings have more hope than they've had, feels like in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's still not much compared to really, Whitey, every other team in the league, right?
Well, let's face it. It looked like the Bulls were struggling. The Kings were a little ahead of them. And then the Bulls kind of, like a parasite, latched onto the Kings and then freed themselves of some of the things that were dragging them down, gave that to the Kings. And the Bulls were like, okay, here we go. We're on our way.
Well, it reminds me of, those scenes in a movie when somebody is falling and they go to help them. And then they try to pull them down too.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like. And the Bulls got on out of there.
Right,
Caleb came along with the 4th pick, and they pulled their hand away from the Kings.
Yeah,
the Kings are still hanging and holding on.
That's one of the main reasons, Alan, why I hope that Darius Acuff plays really well this year. Because I don't want to be sitting here with you as much as I like sitting here with you. Don't want to be doing that all next season. That boy, it would have been nice if they'd lost more games and gotten one of those top 4 guys. I don't want to do that.
I know. It's gonna be a fun season just because we don't have to worry about the tanking anymore. But it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a walk in the park at all. And there's going to be some learning curves. Ramsey just shot me a text. Yeah, thank you, Ramsey. Josh Giddey is 23, so they have Noah Asenge, who they drafted last season. They have Giddey at 23.
And he's been in the league 8 years, and he's 23. It's incredible.
Seriously. But no, don't get me started, Whitey. This is why they draft these guys so young. Think about that. Giddey feels like he's been around forever.
Yes.
Forever. He's 23. And I'm not going to say who he's younger than on the Kings. I'm not doing it on a Friday because we're feeling good.
Yes, you can't help yourself.
I didn't.
You can't help yourself.
No, I didn't do it.
As much as we've gone around and around on Darius Acuff, the more I look at it and read about it and think about it, I'm just not putting much stock. I'm putting very little stock, if any, in the performances that we saw from him. He didn't have a great summer league. I think the helter-skelter nature of the summer league, that affects all players. But as the guy's like, all right, you're running the show. What kind of show is this? For Darius Acofs, we don't have a script here. This show, we don't have a script. The actors have barely been in here, so I think that affected him more than it would some other players because so much was on his plate. Didn't shoot the ball well, but I'm just not. It was not great, but I'm not getting bogged down on all the worries and concerns about Darius Acofs and summer league. I'm not going to do it.
I'm not doing it either because we can't afford to do it, Whitey, and it doesn't help anything. It doesn't help anything to overreact because they drafted him, right? You might as well.
The pick is the pick.
The pick is the pick. Shout out TC. And you might as well think optimistically, glass half full, because nothing is changing, right? Control the things you can control. That's what it comes down to. And, the more I think about it, Whitey, my biggest play from all of this, I know we've gone back and forth with Chris Watkins and Brendan Nunez. They're about to get ready to head out to the arena about maybe taking Kingston Flemings instead. And I still hold strong to my trade down for what? That's nothing against Darius Acofs. I didn't know who they were going to pick when I said, hey, if you fall outside the top 4 or even top 5. That's right. Thank you. And that we hear a lot of that out here in Vegas. It's the weekend now, Whitey. We got one more night. But as much as I've been in that camp, if the conversation was simply keeping the pick of pick number 7, you had to take Darius Acofs because of everything that we just laid out as far as other guys getting stars or other teams getting stars, the Bulls, the Grizzlies, of course, and the Wizards. You had to take Darius Acofs if you're the Kings because you needed to take a chance to find a star. We don't know if that's going to be the case, but you truly just, in my opinion, couldn't afford to take somebody like Kingston Flemings, specifically with how hard it is or it's impossible now to tank the traditional way. You just don't know when you're going to get an opportunity. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't, I still feel as if they're going to hold on to number 7. You had to take Acofs. You had to.
I agree with you, and I understand the reasoning. I'm still a little troubled by the fact that with all the options any team had in this draft, a team that had a top 10 pick, the fact that the Kings let it be known very early on that Acofs was their guy. Mm-hmm. On the one hand, that's great. They identified the guy and they got him. On the other hand, I just don't know why they didn't take more time to examine all the other options. You got to swing for a star there. That appears to be their thinking, and I understand that. I accept it. They had a need for that. They had and they still have a need for that. It can be tricky, though. I'm thinking back to the Warriors when they had their resets. They had their gap year, and they ended up with 2 very high picks, and they decided there were some really good players in there that they could have taken, Halliburton and Franz Wagner among them. But they decided, no, we're going to go for upside. We're shooting for the stars. We're getting James Wiseman and Jonathan Kuminga.
Right.
Because the same thing, they thought, no, we need to get our superstars of the future.
Yeah.
So it's I'm with you. I think they did the right thing, and I think Acofs Summer League was fine. It was really fine. But, there's a lot of things they got to hope fall into place here going forward for this to be off in the right direction.
Yeah, and of course, Warriors a little bit different because they had their current star in Steph.
Right.
We want to make sure we get the next star.
Yeah.
We want to, usher it in.
So just think of that, to your point, 2020. They're looking at, wow, we got to get our next star because Steph isn't going to be here forever. And now Wiseman's gone and Steph's still playing.
Right, and Kuminga.
Yeah.
They're all,
I didn't mention them, you did.
Well, you did that on, but you see, you set me up again. You set me up again, so that doesn't count against the counter.
Okay.
It doesn't. Not when you set me up like that.
Okay.
But the Acofs thing, to me, we're all keeping hope alive. It's still so early.
Of course, yes, of course.
But let me ask you this. When I believe it was Coach Calipari called in, or, he's spoken with a couple different platforms about Acofs, and he said he's going to come into the league and he could score 18.
18 and 8, he said.
18 and 8. And
I saw somebody today, I forget who it was, at ESPN or The Athletic, said, he should average 20. It might not be an efficient 20, but Acofs should average 20 a game as a rookie.
And you have, obviously the conversations about Rookie of the Year. after watching Acuff in action, do you feel better about the chances of doing that, averaging 18-8, or do you feel worse, or do you feel the same?
Pretty much the same. It'd be hard to feel better, but that's what that's what I'm saying when I've said, I've decided I'm not going to worry about that because I was feeling that gravity. Wow, he struggled so much to get his shot off at times and he wasn't shooting well. But again, the nature of Summer League is such that I think he was affected by the haphazard nature of it more than some other players would be. So I think there's no reason to all of a sudden start pulling your hair out and screaming, oh no, they made another mistake. Yeah. But as Kings fans, we're kind of preconditioned to do that because, Alan, as you know, Kings fans have been through a lot when it comes to the top draft picks over the years.
Right.
A lot.
Yes.
It's like a defense mechanism.
Yes.
They draft a guy number 1 and he throws the ball out of bounds. Oh, no. They've done it again.
Got it wrong again.
Yeah, again.
Got it wrong again. I mean, they're still kind of doing it. Well, some are already doing it with Acuff. Others, I think the Acuff thing, why it hasn't been even hotter is because he did have, the last game he did score nearly 30. But Kingston Flemings and players that went kind of immediately after him, not the LeBron Filons and Okories, guys like that, but the Kingston Flemings, and I guess you could probably throw Braden Burries in there too, but doesn't feel, and Burries went off, but I don't even hear anybody really saying the Kings could have had Burries because it was a couple after.
Right.
So it would have been even worse if, let's say, Kingston Flemings was just outstanding.
Yeah, Flemings is interesting to me in that he's getting some very good reviews for what he's done in Summer League, even though he hasn't shot the ball well. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the, maybe you don't pick this guy because he can't shoot. But on that team, and of course you're doing some projections here because he hasn't actually played with his real team yet. But all right, he can still help them. And again, getting back to why the Kings needed somebody who could do more than set up his teammates. That's why Acuff was the right pick for them despite an up and down Summer League.
Yeah.
Let's not get carried away.
Right. I mean,
I'm talking to myself when I say
hear
that.
you. But even if you look at Kingston Flemings, when they get out there in Hotlanta, Dyson Daniels cannot score. So some of those, it might come back up is what I'm saying. Obviously, they got Jalen Johnson, but that offense, it might come back up if, it goes a little bit quiet, and then people will be saying, man, Kingston Flemings, he's not really a scorer, but he never was, right? He had a couple games where he went off at Houston, but he was never a volume scorer like that, and the Kings had to take a swing for their guy.
Yeah, so the Kings are on this Odyssey. Are you going to go see the Odyssey? Glowing reviews.
Yeah.
Great reviews.
It's quite hard to get to the movies these days, but I do plan on watching it.
Yeah, well, I know, was it last year, whenever it was, you went and saw the Red Hulk movie. You just went by yourself.
I got to go by myself.
Yeah.
I think, I don't even know how I pulled that off. I think my wife must have had to work, but I didn't. Like, we had it off, but her company didn't. And at that point, I think we only had one kid, and the kiddo was, taken care of, so I got a little.
Okay, that might have been Memorial Day or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but it doesn't happen often.
So the Odyssey, great.
And you know that movie is probably 4 hours
at least.
At least,
yes.
Did you ever see what Titanic when didn't they have a break in between?
Oh, like an intermission?
Yeah, I know there were 2 VHSs. 2 VHS tapes.
I don't remember it, but I didn't see it at the theater. I didn't see that movie for a long time. Everyone loved that movie so much. I decided I'm not seeing that, but eventually I did. That's just like everyone just. It's like my brother says, "Oh, I know what's going to happen. The boat's going to sink."
Right. Well, okay, but
plot twist.
It's Leo. It's a love story.
Jack Rose. Rose.
There's an iceberg.
There sure was.
What? So now you don't want to watch Titanic. So you're not going to go see Odyssey based on that.
I am. I like the director. I like Christopher Nolan a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I did the Batman movies,
Yeah, and that's the good Batman. That's a good Batman.
Right, I agree. Not like that terrible one that you like.
With the makeup?
Didn't you like the Val Kilmer Batman?
Well, that one I did like.
Was that George Clooney? Which is the Batman that you liked?
I think it's Clooney.
Yeah, that's a terrible Batman
movie. I think it's Clooney.
Yeah, horrible.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
It's the best one there is.
It's terrible.
It's the best Batman.
It's literally a terrible movie.
By far. Arnold as Iceman.
Yeah. Hey, Batman, how about a cold one? Yeah, that movie did not do well, and it still isn't doing well.
Well, whenever it's on, I watch it.
Okay. But even yourself said the Christopher Nolan Batman's a good Batman.
Yeah, but I meant compared to this new one with Robert Pattinson.
Oh. Or Michael Keaton?
I like Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
All right. What do you think of Tristy Rodriguez?
She was great. Saw her while we were all out here. Got to say hello. And I can't wait for her to be on the show.
Yeah, Tristy Rodriguez, who covers the Kings and other basketball things for NBC Sports Bay Area. She joins us next as we roll on from Vegas. Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Remember, we're trying to have fun today because it's Friday, damn it.
Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Instagram and X at Sactown 1140 to see the best moments from all your favorite shows and up-to-the-minute live reactions and updates on the Kings, 49ers, and more. That's at Sactown 1140 on Instagram and X. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA3 Weather Center. For your Friday forecast, plenty of sunshine to get out and enjoy. Temperatures today, manageable in terms of heat. We'll expect highs to peak in the lower 90s, and with that cooling Delta breeze overnight tonight, expect to start out in the upper 50s first thing Saturday morning. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Oh, the Sacramento heat. Right now, get your AC professionally tuned up for as low as just $59 and enjoy your summer nice and cool. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Summer restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Everyone loves to be outside, and so do mosquitoes. Protect yourself against mosquitoes and West Nile virus by following these simple tips. At least once a week, look around your yard and drain stagnant water from any containers where mosquitoes can breed. Remember to use an effective mosquito repellent, especially at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active. Close all doors and be sure screens are in good working condition. At the Mosquito and Vector Control District, we're here to help. Visit us at fightthebite.net.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Folsom Chevy's making it very easy to get into a new truck. 0% financing for 5 years. No payments for 90 days on all new Silverado half-ton trucks in stock sold in July. Get details at folsomchevy.com or swing by the Folsom Auto Mall.
Remember when a driving range was just a driving range? Yeah, Hagen Oaks doesn't remember either. Reserve one of 3 top Tracer bays from 6 to 11 p.m. at hagenoaks.com. Only 3 bays are reservable, while the rest of the range remains open for walk-ups. Play virtual golf, then grab food, drinks, and a seat in front of the TVs at the hangout. Throw in live music, and suddenly your quick stop at the range turns into hours of fun. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Side effects may include laughter, bragging rights, and one friend insisting he would have won if the wind wasn't blowing.
Now through July 26th at Big O Tires, get $200 in savings on 4 select Michelin or BF Goodrich in-stock tires with installation purchase. Disposal fees extra. Savings include $120 instant plus $80 rebate. Not good with other offers. See Big O dealer for pricing.
Hi, this is Adam Johnson, owner of Golf Fitness Solutions. Exercise and golf have been 2 important activities in my life. I opened Golf Fitness Solutions in 2013 to help my fellow golf enthusiasts improve their posture, relieve their pain, gain strength and endurance, and most importantly, hit the ball farther. From beginners to professionals, I've had success working with all ages and all skill levels, and I can help you too. Located in Carmichael, call us at 916-802-5175 or go to golffitnesssolutions.com.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown 411 16th Street and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson. Plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra, the California Office of Traffic Safety, and Caltrans. More info at CITPFest.com.
Maida Subaru says yes to big savings on the new Subaru you want during the sizzling summer sales event on now. Visit MaidaSubaru.com today for special spring savings on over 225 new and certified pre-owned Subarus.
Made a great deal at Maida.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the matchday spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect! Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too! Incredible! What a finish! Sensational combination. Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. Here's Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles.
Drive Guys coming to you, of course, from Vegas. And here in Vegas, you see basketball luminaries everywhere. You see celebrities. And, Alan, everywhere we go here, we see members of the Sacramento media as well. Sacramento media everywhere for Summer League, including our next guest. Great to have her back with us from NBC Sports Bay Area, Tristy Rodriguez. How are you today, Tristy?
I'm well. Thanks, guys. I'm sure a lot more cool than you guys in the Bay.
Yeah, although we did get a little precipitation today, and Mr. Stiles wasn't too happy about it. He didn't like the rain in the desert.
No, not into the rain, Tristy. But it was nice seeing you.
Rain?
Yeah, it rained earlier. I don't know what's going on.
I didn't know.
I know. Could be thunderstorms later.
Mm-hmm.
Not into it. Not into it. You know?
Yeah. So, Tristy, what or who has stood out to you the most here, Summer League? Obviously, you were here recently.
Emmanuel leaping sharp, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I think just all around, he's just been so impressive. I think he's been the most steady, the most consistent, the most poised rookie of the bunch. Obviously, Darius is Darius. He's also been impressive and shown flashes of, his potential greatness. But I just think what's been so impressive about Emmanuel is just the consistency with how he plays. And at his introductory press conference in Sacramento, he had said the most underrated aspect of his game is his defense. And I feel like he's shown us exactly that. He's literally all over the floor. 1 minute I'm looking and he's on this end, and then I blink and he's on that end, and he's rolling on the ground. And it's Summer League. And, he's such a Doug Christie guy. It seems like it's like such a great fit. And then, obviously adding his shooting. He shoots the three ball a lot. Obviously, it's an area, the efficiency can get a little better, but I don't mind it. Shoot the dang ball, like Mike Brown used to say. Just let it fly. But yeah, I think overall, Emmanuel Sharp has been so impressive.
Tristy, what did you think of some of the reactions? I won't say overreactions to Darius Acuff struggling a little bit. It hasn't been perfect for him. You talked about the efficiency with Emmanuel Sharp. I think Acuff struggled with that a little bit as well, even though he did have a nice last game. They got blown out in that game, and then the Kings shut him down. And I know the top picks normally do get shut down, but what do you think of Darius Acuff, what you saw from him over the summer?
You guys, I will call it overreactions, even though you don't want to. I just rolled my eyes at it. Like, I get it. I understand it. People need to have something to talk about. But, let's just settle down a little bit. It's Summer League. This is the time for him to be maneuvering through these things, going through the ebbs and the flows of a rookie season. And I still think, outside of a stat sheet, if you're watching the game, he was still impressive to me. I think the way he handled the offense and the way that, he was trying to play make for his teammates, it was still impressive, even though the efficiency, that was probably the only thing that concerned me, because everything else, the defense, like that's something that was expected. He needs to improve on, right? We knew that before he even put a Kings uniform on. He was going to struggle defensively. And, we see the clips go viral of his defensive mistakes, and that's what's getting blown out of proportion. But listen, I'm not saying he's going to be a lockdown defender, but he also has made some pretty impressive defensive plays, and those aren't going viral. So it's just, I think we all just need to take a step back, relax, and just let him be great. And I think it's just going to take time. I'm not making an excuse for him, but I think there were also a lot of changes with, the roster, which other teams also went through, with Max in and out, Alex in and out. So it's just getting adjusted to your teammates. And when some of the other star players are missing and back and forth into the rotation and not, that can make things a little more complicated than it already is. So I get it, but I think we can all just settle down a little bit.
Tristy Rodriguez joining us, NBC Sports Bay Area, of course. Tristy, one of the things that Kings are trying to do is reset the culture and the identity, and I know that they haven't practiced a lot in Summer League. To your point, you don't play a lot of games. But have you seen, going back to the California Classic, any indications, any signs that they are starting to make any progress in terms of establishing a new identity, a new culture?
Absolutely. And I don't want to sound like Scott Perry, because he has a lot of like promises to the fan base, but I think like I've really seen it, especially with the second year guys, Max, Neek, and Dylan Cardwell. I actually just had a great conversation with Dylan and Max a few hours ago, and I talked about that. I said, you guys, it seems like they've been very vocal about stepping into a leadership role. It seems so important to them. And after the Nets game, I believe a few days ago, what really stood out to me was, first of all, the way Dylan came and approached us post game, right? It was like, we never have seen him like that before. He's always the high energy guy, high vibes guy. And I'm sure no one is going to be like that after a blowout loss, but it's like, I have never seen him like that. And he called out his team. He called them soft. He said they got punked. But what stood out to me was him saying, we're trying to build something for next year. And so it's like, these guys are taking it upon themselves. They're second year guys, and they're taking it upon themselves to really care. They really care about this team. They really care about the city and the fan base. And they want to be those guys to lead that change. And, again, it sounds nice and whatever, but I'm really seeing it with them. I also asked them what their exit interviews were like with Doug Christie and Scott Perry. And they said that was kind of what the conversations were like. It was them saying like, hey, well, who else better to do it than you guys? You guys lead the change. If you guys want to be the change, then lead it. So it seems like they're really taking initiative on that. And I love to see it, because Dylan and Max seem to be very respected, even though they're second year guys. And it's great to see that they're, taking full advantage of that.
Tristy, the overreactions, we talked about it with Acuff. There's another guy in Alex Caravan, and he was injured early, missed the Cali Classic, then comes in, struggled that first game. I don't think he scored a point. Played really well yesterday or a couple days ago when they played. Do you think it's a big game for him today, if that's even possible in Summer League, or does it feel like last game maybe helped him get his footing?
Yeah, I agree. I would say I probably was one of those people that overreact a little bit in the beginning. I think he scored 7 points through his first 3 games. And, when we think of him, he's been known as a well-rounded player, right? That's all we keep hearing is well-rounded. And I didn't really see that from him in the first couple games, because it's more than just the scoring, right? So it's like, I didn't necessarily see that. It seemed like he lacked confidence. I didn't know if it was just him adjusting. Again, he's coming off an injury, so it's like I was trying not to judge too hard. But I think the Celtics game 2 days ago is like when I first saw him play with the confidence. And it seemed like, it's like with any player, you just need that first game. And I think that will ignite the spark. So I guess to answer your question, yes, I think, if he has a terrible game today, it's like, okay, maybe a little bit of an exclamation point. But I think the last game was great for him and great for us to see that, he looked like the player he was at UConn, and he's fully capable of being that person.
Tristy, here's the big question, and I probably should have opened with this. We got here Sunday. We saw you Sunday after the Kings-Wizards game, and you were hurting. You said your feet were barking a little bit. So are you? Just want to make sure you're okay. Are you fully recovered? Are you day-to-day?
No.
What's your injury status?
I think I need like a 2-week IL stint or something because I am hurting, you guys. My entire body aches. No, I'm not even kidding. I landed back in the Bay on Wednesday. I slept from like 5 p.m. to 7 a.m. the next day. My body still hurts. I have blisters in TMI. I have blisters in between my toes. Like my feet still ache.
I know you said your feet were killing you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm old. I can't. The Vegas life, I just can't do it. I was wearing heels all day for all the networking stuff, the work stuff, and then going out at night, whatever. So it's just my feet haven't forgiven me yet, and I don't think my body has either.
Oh, well, we appreciate your time, especially when you're hurting. So thank you. We can't wait to see you again out of the Kings game, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Tristy.
I figured she'd be all better now.
It wears on you a little bit.
This town can take a toll, right?
That's right.
Or.
That's right.
All right, when we come back, there's a guy the Kings checked out this week that we haven't talked about yet, and we'll do that next on Sactown Sports.
His summer league experience started slow, but Kings rookie Alex Caravan showed up in a big way against the Celtics. With just one game left in Las Vegas, will the former UConn star keep the momentum rolling against the Hornets?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-900-1717. 800-900-1717. 800-900-1717.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. I've heard you're extending the 4th of July sales event because the deals were so good.
They were the best deals of the year, and we wanted to keep the savings going. Explore California like never before in a new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport when you save up to $8,500 off MSRP. Whether you like off-roading, camping, or exploring, this is the Jeep for you, and you won't find a better price.
Oh yeah, that's one of the most iconic models that really gets back to its roots.
Iconic really is the best way to describe it, but Hoblet is so much more than Jeeps. Whatever you're looking for, you can find it at Hoblet with our Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with 200 vehicles and over $50 under $30,000.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. $8,500 total net savings on select new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport after $3,500 Hoblet discount and factory incentives. Incentives may include $500 military or first responder bonus cash for eligible members. $1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with the eligible trade. 3th net savings. Sample VIN 208262.
Hey, this is Jelly Roll. As many of you know, my song Winning Streak is about my own personal struggles with addiction. I first sought help for my addiction at 14 years old. Start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at ChooseChangeCA.org. The real you is worth recovering. Choose Change California provides access to proven treatment options for addiction to opioids and stimulants. ChooseChangeCA.org. This is your chance to recover your life.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. What's up? It's Matt George. What's good? It's Alan Stiles.
With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason.
Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product to quickly pair you with a perfect endorser and create video and audio samples all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say grow my business and let us help take you to the next level.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sepp Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sepp Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sepp's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older and you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. Here's Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles.
Coming to you today from an overcast, somewhat cooler, even a little bit rainy Las Vegas.
Yeah, I don't know that. I think that's definitely a first. I've never been in Vegas when it rained.
I know that sometimes in Northern California, when it rains a lot, some of the critters, like the spiders, will come into the house. I'm hoping that doesn't happen with the the scorpions. I don't want
you and these scorpions.
I know, yeah,
Gentlemen.
I admit,
gentlemen, real quick, it rained either Monday or Tuesday morning when I was there.
Oh, okay.
See,
yeah.
No critters. Mm-hmm. No critters.
Please, no scorpions in the house. No house scorpions.
No.
Yeah. Is this going to put a damper on your night plans?
It's not supposed to rain later. Okay. I already checked. Nothing's putting a damper on this dinner.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing.
This is the big team.
This is the big team dinner.
Uh-huh.
And I believe.
So this is the team dinner.
Jason Ross is gone.
Right. Or he would have been the first one we invited.
Yes. He was first on the list.
Yeah.
Somebody said, Alan, he's not here anymore.
Right.
Okay. So.
Yeah. And you were kind of broken up about that.
I was, because we wanted to make good on the whole situation. And
so going back to Monday and all the kerfuffle over the team dinner,
we
haven't even had a team dinner yet.
Wait, that was Monday?
Yeah.
Wow.
Monday/Tuesday. Yeah.
Wow.
We haven't actually even had a team dinner yet.
No. Mm-hmm. That was the whole thing.
Right.
Never had a team dinner. And now we will, and Jay Rose is not here to partake with us. But it'll still be fun.
Somebody was here in Vegas, and their visit may have had something to do with the Kings, and we haven't talked about it yet. Two-time All-Star Victor Oladipo working out this week, and I think that was also Tuesday, working out for some NBA teams. Last appeared in the NBA for the Miami Heat 3 years ago, and suffered a season-ending injury as a former All-Star, 34 years old, and Scott Perry and B.J. Armstrong attended the workout. Alan may have also attended, and if he did, he probably can't say. I don't know.
That's right.
Yeah. So what do you think from the Kings' standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, these situations are always, I guess, complex, right? Because Victor Oladipo, great athlete, obviously, did some things in the league, and then the injuries, and then the injuries, and then the injuries, and he's kind of holding on. And I don't know, Whitey. I got to be honest here. I feel conflicted in these situations, because when these guys, I know Isaiah Thomas, the OG pizza guy, when these guys say, I want to play, I want to play, I want to play, but it's kind of specific to where I want to play in the NBA. And I don't know if Victor Oladipo was playing overseas. I'm not sure. I think he was more so recovering. But there does seem to be a kind of this line where guys want to play, but they also don't want to go overseas, right? They want to play in the NBA.
He was playing a little bit in the Chinese Basketball Association.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he was playing on their preseason tour against several teams, including the Spurs. In October of 25, he scored 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 steals in the preseason. So,
Okay.
yeah. I see from the Kings' standpoint, I mean, I'm assuming there's some interest if they went. He would be a wonderful guy in terms of just the mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're not going to have as much of that as you had last year.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you still have Zach LaVine. So if you have Zach LaVine and Domas doing some of that, then maybe he doesn't really fit any needs that you have. The main thing that came out of the story was, as you probably saw, he was overcome by emotion just having the chance to work out for NBA teams again, and he broke down in tears because he's very grateful to have this chance. I don't see him as a great fit for the Kings. I could see how they might have some interest, but he's probably a better fit for a team that's looking for a little extra something. He's a shooter. If you need a really specific thing, if you need shooting specifically, maybe he's a guy that will fit a roster that way. Otherwise, from the Kings, it's intriguing, but I'm not quite seeing it.
Yeah, 34 years old now, and he's a guard, and he's not really a point guard. At least he wasn't during his time. And a lot was based on that athleticism. You're right, though, Whitey. He can shoot the rock a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows if the Kings thought about bringing him in. They do have, I believe they have the ability to sign him, but it would be a vet minimum, something like that. Maybe even a 10-day or
maybe they went
less
there
than
and then they're
that.
going to see if he may have other choices that other preferences, and if that doesn't work out, maybe he comes back around to the Kings. Also, it doesn't look like, and I think we knew this based on what Scott Perry said at his most recent press conference, doesn't look like there's any mutual interest between Russell Westbrook and the Kings right now.
No, it feels like the Kings are getting out of this type of business, right? And when I say this type of business, I mean just, the older players, right? And they're bringing in older players because it's not just Westbrook, it was Dougie McBuckets. There were a couple guys they brought in. I know we were all surprised when they brought Doug McDermott back last season. So it doesn't feel like...
You could even go back to JaVale McGee.
Yeah, JaVale McGee. So, yeah, it doesn't feel like the Kings are in that business anymore. Scott Perry, Russ was kind of specific to them attempting to, compete last season when they didn't know that their whole roster would be injured. You'd have Russ, you'd have Domantas Sabonis, Zach LaVine, somebody, they needed that point guard moving off of De'Aaron Fox. But this season is so much to me about the development of the young guys, even though they still have a ton of vets on the squad, but it doesn't feel like it would serve them the way maybe it would have last season.
Right. I could see if you're more inclined to try to compete this year than we think the Kings are. Let's face it, it's kind of a Moneyball approach. The A's, when they're in Oakland, which is where they belong, they would often take a flyer on a guy like this, and if it works out, great. And if you don't have to spend much money on a player that's really much more reward than risk. But I could see how if the Kings see a guy like that, hey, if we're trying to actually be any good, you could take a flyer on a guy like that. But I just don't think the timing is right for him and for them where they are right now.
Yeah, and it's also just about position.
Yeah.
Right? They're already you have Zach LaVine essentially playing that position, and you're hoping that Neek.
But Scott Perry went there, showed up.
Yeah, they went. You never know what could happen, but then you have Neek, who you still need to get Neek some looks, so that shooting guard, and Emmanuel Sharp too. So that shooting guard spot is, I know we haven't said the word log jam in a long time, but that shooting guard spot, no matter what, Whitey, doesn't matter who the GM is, there will be a log jam at the shooting guard position for the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah. And I think Oladipo and Domas were teammates for a while. They were part of the
Indiana?
Yeah, Indiana team that was pretty good.
Victor Oladipo, he was a freak athlete back in the day, and I remember he actually, when he was at Indiana, eliminated my Temple Owls. So I think it was pretty close to a last-second shot, or, the clock was running out and it was to go to the Sweet 16. So I've always kind of just paid attention to Victor Oladipo because of that. Whitey, he's also an R&B singer. Have you heard some of his stuff?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's dropped albums and the whole nine. So Victor Oladipo, very well-rounded individual, but he doesn't seem like a good fit for the Kings right now.
2013, the number what pick? The number 2 pick. Victor Oladipo.
We got to take a look. That's an interesting conversation when it comes to not a bust, but did you get as much out of that pick as you would have liked?
Well, what I think of when I look at that is that maybe that's what we're looking at in some of these upcoming drafts that experts say they're not that strong.
Mm-hmm.
Victor Oladipo was a really good player.
Yeah.
Maybe he would have gone a little lower in a stronger draft.
Yes.
So maybe that's the upside. Maybe that's like the ceiling for these next couple of drafts as a player of that caliber. And he was a really good player, multiple-time All-Star.
Right. But there's another tier.
Yeah.
That
I'm with you.
He wanted to get to, and maybe he would have without the injury.
I wish him the best.
Yes.
Yeah, I hope he lands on his feet. Mm-hmm. Guess what? Summer League stats don't matter. We have more evidence of that as if you need any when we come back. Drive Guys from the Sack Shack on Sactown Sports.
Is the rest of the NBA developing a scouting report on Darius Acuff?
On offense, teams are going to blitz him, and teams are going to play physical. You're going to have to hit tough shots because you're not getting good looks. And then on defense, Acuff is going to get intentionally switched on. He's going to get hunted. He's going to get isolated. It is going to be a true trial by fire his rookie year.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built America's financial foundation on sound money, later embodied by the gold standard. But we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have seen inflation erode the dollar's value. What's the foundation of your savings? Is it gold or something that can be devalued? Hi, it's Dr. Ron Paul, and I encourage you to speak with my friends at Birch Gold Group about diversifying an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Learn more by requesting a free info kit on gold IRAs. Just text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold help you build your foundation with gold. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Text SECURE to 989898.
Carmichael Dave here. So proud to talk about my new friends at Pest Pros, where they are family owned, they are locally rooted, and they are committed to serving Northern California. I got a mouse problem at my house, and I don't like mice. I got a cockroach problem at my house, and I don't like cockroaches. That's a real thing. You're going to get pest protection somewhere. Why not get it at a place that is locally owned and operated? Longtime Kings fans and partners. And the community, yeah, you've spoken. They're back-to-back Sacramento favorites. So if you got pest control, you don't have Pest Pros. Step up to the pros with their all-star lineup. Don't just make the call, make the right call. Go to pestprosps.com, Sacramento grown, family owned, or call them at 916-588-9345. That's 916-588-9345. Step up to the pros at Pest Pros.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. And if there's two things you can count on, it's your smoke detector battery dying at 3 a.m. Not 3 p.m. on a Saturday when you have nothing going on, but in the middle of the night when you're fast asleep.
Oh, come on!
Get 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Just one more thing you can count on. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson. Plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra, the California Office of Traffic Safety, and Caltrans. More info at CITPFest.com.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader.
Good afternoon. This is Ramsey Barker here with your second round, the Open Leaderboard update. Lucas Herbert of Australia tied a major record by shooting a second round 62 to get him to 8 under par today. There's 3 tied at 6 under, including Cameron Young and the first round leader, Jackson Suber. We also have 3 tied at 1 stroke below that at 5 under. Sam Burns also shot a 62 and tied a major record. And Bryson DeChambeau was at 7, but he got a 2-stroke penalty on the 5th hole, so he's a part of the group at 5 under par. Rory McIlroy shot a 3 under 67 in his second round to get to -1. Our cut line is at +1. Those that missed the cut include Justin Rose, Wyndham Clark, Victor Hovland, Jason Day, and Jordan Spieth. The Open Update was brought to you by Golf Fitness Solutions, where you move better, feel better, play better. Now back to the second hour of the Drive Guys on their final day in Las Vegas on Sactown Sports 1140.
Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. Here's Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles.
I don't know if you've heard about this, Alan. The scuttlebutt rumors are that the Broadcast Hall of Fame might actually buy this building and then just use it as a museum to commemorate the week we've had here.
Wow.
That's something that's being talked about. I don't know.
That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, they're negotiating with ownership there and like, look, we'll just buy it, and because it's been such an impressive week.
Right.
It's not for us to say, but that's what we're hearing.
And no one else can use it anymore.
Right.
You know.
I think we might be able to. They might.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Summer League.
But people will be able to come through and.
That's right.
You know.
When the Raiders are,
that's where Alan had his shirt off. And that's also where Alan had his shirt off. And yeah.
I did put it on for the show, though. I cut it close, but I did put it on for the show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's where the street where Alan did his video.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now that. And then it's still going on Instagram, too. People are
good.
This one guy, though, he commented, and you watched the video, right?
Yes.
Okay. This one guy.
I saw some of it when it happened.
Yes. This one guy commented and said, man, nice, but imagine if he actually lifted his knees.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that? I mean, my running form, it's not perfect. There's worse out there, but I know it's not picturesque. That's why I said
I think that's on the money, but I think you should see that as that can help you.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
So I think we're looking at close to a 4.6 if we can get there.
No, maybe so.
I think we can get, if I can get to a 4.6, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be happy.
Okay.
I mean, I'm happy now. Don't get me wrong, but I'd be thoroughly impressed. And Kevin John, still no video from him. All just talk.
Track star, I hear.
That's what he said.
You might want to be careful of that.
Hey, Kev, this is not the triple jump, right? This is not high jump. This is not hurdles. You might get me in hurdles.
It's not the pole vault.
Yeah, it's not the pole vault. All right. It's a 40-yard
You're right.
dash.
Track star could mean a lot of things, huh?
Exactly. I don't know what did you run the 100? Did you run the 400?
Maybe he's the guy that goes and gets the shot put and brings it back.
Exactly. So we need to know. We need to know. I was a track star. And what is a star, right? What are your accolades? Were you all conference, all city?
I'd just be careful till you look into that further, Well,
I want to know.
Okay.
I'm not saying I can beat them, right? I'm saying I want to know, what he's bringing to the table. Because everybody knows what I'm bringing to the table.
We've been here so long now. We saw him Sunday, right? We did see him.
It was Sunday.
Yeah.
He left, I think, Monday morning.
Yeah. That's right. You guys saw him even after the game.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
On Sunday.
Yeah.
Guess what? Summer League stats do not matter. Let me tell you about, this is courtesy of Sam Vecini and The Athletic, 2025 Summer League scoring leaders. Okay, if you're worried about who scored the most, what does that mean? Oh, if you lead the league in scoring in Summer League, you're going to be great. 2025 Summer League scoring leaders, Kyle Filipowski, Drew Timme, and Quentin Jackson. Nothing against them, but didn't really translate. 2024, Julian Strother, Jaime Jaquez Jr., and Jordan Miller.
Okay.
Since 2018, the only player to finish in the Summer League top 5 in scoring and then go on at some point to become an all-star is Tyrese Maxey. So
interesting.
Yeah. So you shouldn't worry too much about who's scoring what in the Summer League. It's nice, it's interesting, it's good when a guy has a good game, but it doesn't matter. And the shooting is terrible. It's kind of funny. Both the defense and the shooting are terrible.
Yeah.
You'd think one would kind of counteract the other.
Right.
But just the teams are just so disorganized, and there's really no way around that.
Yeah, these we've talked about it all week, how these teams get thrown together. And to take it a step further, these guys have gone through multiple you got the combine. Well, the college season ends, and then you have the combine, and then you have personal workouts. Then you have just their own or organized workouts, their own workouts that aren't necessarily recorded and things like that. So it's been quite the summer for them. It's fairly front loaded. Now they'll not get to relax, but they'll, find their footing with their teams. But it's been a heck of a ride. Whitey, I actually ran in, I had to tell you this. One of my guys, Nick Martinelli.
Yeah.
I saw him out in the wild.
Oh, really?
Yesterday. And
how did you know? Seriously.
I mean, I know what he looks like.
Okay.
I grind film. He was just, grabbing something at the store, and I was, Brent and I were grabbing something at the store.
Did you have a conversation with him?
He was checking out, and I thought about saying something, but then I said, well, what are you going to say? He's not on the Kings. Hey, man, grinded your tape.
That's what you always do.
Yeah. I grinded
and then you
tape,
tell
man.
me I had words with him. We had a conversation.
Yeah, but I don't know. When people are just doing normal human stuff.
Yeah, you're respecting them.
Yeah. But he was just, grabbing some chips, whatever it was, and just got on out of there. Hey, that's my guy.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't go over and give him a hug.
It should have been you.
This is potentially really good news, especially for any Kings fan who is concerned about Darius Acuff's defense. This is from Sam Vecini, just his opinion, but he writes, I also really do not care about what we see from these players on defense in any way, shape, or form in Summer League. These exhibitions are not indicative of NBA games on that end of the court. They're useful evaluations because they show what players look like against better talent in NBA spacing, but they also feature absolutely zero defensive cohesion and a situation in which seemingly every possession ends up in some type of recovery. There's far too much chaos to get anything resembling a real read of what a player will look like defensively. We know Darius Acuff does not project to be a good defender, but for anybody that looks at his defense in Summer League and says, whoa, did you see that? I say you should read Sam Vecini, who points out that you should pay no attention whatsoever to what's going on defensively in Summer League.
Once they get into training camp and you have Doug Christie and the doors are closed, media can only get in for a certain amount of time, I think a lot of these guys are going to get whipped into shape in a couple different ways. Summer League, Doug is there. We don't even know how much Doug is talking to the players or what the dynamics are at all. So it's really about, and again, the competition as well. You're playing other rookies and second-year guys, maybe some older guys that have bounced around a little bit. So it's really just about getting used to playing with your new jersey on. That's honestly what it feels like, Whitey. Hey, we just drafted you. Go out, show the people what we're getting, and that's about it. I mean, what more can you really take from it based on the names that you brought up? A lot of those dudes are either not in the league or don't play.
Now, in all fairness, Some of the leaders this year were some of the big four in the draft. So some of those numbers are going to change because there probably are going to be some of the leading scorers from this summer league who are going to go on to do some interesting things.
And 916 says last year the summer league MVP was Colin Kneppel.
Yeah,
yes, he went on to ball out. And we saw firsthand in that championship game. But as a whole, a lot of guys will survive without a great showing at summer league.
Sam also says Acuff got where he wanted to go on ball screens. He got where he wanted to go out of ball screens. This is offense now, obviously. However, he missed a ton of threes. Process was also far too geared towards scoring as opposed to passing, although that improved over his final 3 games. I'd bet that he averages 20 this year, but it might be inefficient. I also loved what Emmanuel Sharp showed on defense, as mentioned above in the other section. He was tough and physical, looking like a rotation player. Alex Caravan dealt with an ankle injury and struggled in his first game in Las Vegas before improving. So while we were disappointed that the Kings lost so many games and they're playing a consolation game today, all in all, you know what? They got some things done.
Yeah.
I don't think we should be too unhappy with anything that went down with the Kings here at Summer League.
If Alex Caravan has a good game today, doesn't have to be outstanding, but if he has a good, solid game today, you could say that all 3 draft picks had a good summer.
Yeah.
Right? Are there some caveats in there? Sure, but you saw what you needed to see from all 3 of them.
Yeah. Even going back to the game where they got their doors blown off by the Nets. I know that we were on the air when game was happening, and it was disappointing. And Darius Acuff, he got his 26, but he didn't play well at the start of the game, and Dylan Cardwell said they were soft. But they basically, and it's true, and you don't want to play that way, but they were basically playing against the Nets' real team.
Yeah. That's literally their lineup.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know who they sat. Michael Porter Jr., that's it?
Yeah.
That's the only vet they have on the team. So they all played together for about 60 games last season. And Whitey, actually, now that you bring it up, obviously once the Kings lost, we weren't paying attention as much. But the teams that we brought up as far as, they're set up for success, I don't know what happened and, the matchups and all that. But it's Rockies, Grizzlies in the semifinals, okay? 2026 NBA Summer League semifinals on Saturday.
The Rockies, huh? That's man.
The
I
Rockets.
didn't see that.
That's right. Well, at least they're in some postseason.
I didn't know if you meant Houston or Denver.
Well, is the Rockets and the Grizzlies, okay, at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and then the Warriors versus the Lakers at 8:30. Whitey, I feel like there's a whole nother world out there, right? I don't know. We didn't run into the Warriors once or the Lakers. And you have the Rockets and the Grizzlies. I don't know who took out the Nets.
That's a good question. Oh, I think their next game, they got boat raced by somebody.
It was the
Nets? They were then talking about how we need to be more physical.
See?
Yeah.
See, I believe we talked about the Nets having a bunch of guys, and I believe it was the Wizards. The Wizards had a bunch of guys too, but I think right around when you had to win that game for the semifinal seeding, a lot of the top picks and the second-year guys got shut down for these teams. Because I thought for sure it would be some version of Nets-Wizards, and that's not the case.
Yeah, I got to find that for you. But I know, they got beaten pretty badly in their next game after they worked the Kings. And the Clippers beat the Wizards 108-94. Once Devonta stopped playing.
Yeah.
Kind of gave them a different – and your guy Will Riley.
Yeah.
Once their big guns were shut down, yeah.
I mean, and again, the Wizards, those guys played a bunch of games too last season together. So, and again, that's why it's hard to take a ton away from Summer League.
Well, that's it. And I don't mean to sound like I'm making excuses for the Kings. I'm not. I'm just saying, whoa. And I'm talking again to myself as much as anybody that it's really silly to put too much stock into anything. I think just about any team can look at Summer League and go, yeah, they did fine. And then obviously the teams that drafted the top players who played really well, that's good. But overall, everybody can be lumped into the category of, yeah, Summer League was fine, because that's just the nature of it.
Right. I mean, I think that there were some players. The big winner out of Summer League is Caleb Wilson, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like if you were to ask what team feels the best about or coming out of Summer League, it's probably the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's the Bulls. Now, I know, obviously, everyone that got picked before Caleb Wilson, all three of those teams feel great. But the Bulls, maybe there was a little, I don't know what he's going to be, the shooting, and he came out and got rid of those, I guess, worries very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in their next game after beating the Kings, the Nets lost to the Rockets. You were wondering who took out the Nets? 100-83. So
dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They go home then.
Mm-hmm.
They're all done.
But, as a basketball fan, this is going to be kind of a dark period here with nothing going on for a bit.
I know.
We don't even have any kind of world championships or anything to tide us over.
No. Yeah, last year, with FIBA and what they had going on. Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, that's
Dennis
right.
Schroeder, MVP.
That's right.
Hey, is he going to be in the Hall of Fame? Remember those guys?
I remember it all. Yes.
Yeah, so it's a little dry, Whitey. Hopefully, this LeBron thing, I do think when LeBron makes his decision, and before anybody texts in, we don't care. Look, neither do I.
That's not true, by the way. I know you read that yesterday.
A couple texts, yeah.
And I know there are some people that don't care, but really, there's a lot of people that do care.
I would agree.
And I know it's overblown and it's overwrought and it's LeBron. I was like, but it really does matter where he decides to play next.
It matters is different to you caring.
Yeah.
And I care
but
because
if it matters, aren't you? If you're a fan, you're going to care if it matters.
I care because I don't care as far as I know it has no real change to what the Kings could or couldn't do, not fully, but there is a part of me that knows, okay, once LeBron makes this decision, they're going to be other dominoes that fall. I don't have a real genuine interest, and I'll tell you why. The reason I don't have a real genuine interest is because I don't believe he's going. Once the Cavs thing kept popping up, I lost interest, and even the Miami thing is intriguing. Philly would be too, but I just don't see him, Miami or Philly, cobbling something together. He just wants to be that final piece. So once it turned into, I'm interested if it's the Warriors, but the way they're talking about it, it just feels like it's the Cavs. So that's why I lost it.
Doesn't it almost seem like there's somebody, and maybe there is, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out who, but somebody who's orchestrating this so that one day, he's going back to Cleveland. Everyone says he's going back to Cleveland. Then the next day, the Warriors, they've, Draymond's really good friends with them, and there's some stuff he
They're
can
not
get there.
done yet.
Yeah, and then and then the next day it's like, whoa, you hear what Pat Riley said? And Giannis is excited about playing, and it's almost like someone is just dragging us along, dangling that carrot. Here you go. You want a little more?
Well, that's why Adam Silver basically said, hey, and I don't know if Adam Silver, he can't give him a timeline. LeBron can do whatever he wants.
I know.
But Adam, Silver essentially said, hey, it would be nice for you to wrap this up.
Why didn't you tell Adam Silver to do that?
He was very busy.
He was talking to the owner of the Jazz.
Were you surprised at the crowd for Adam Silver? I mean, look, he's the commissioner. I get that.
Yeah.
But when you talk about celebrity, right? And I know we're at NBA Summer League, so everybody there knows ball on some level. Or I should say most people. But I was a bit surprised at the crowd. I mean, you would have thought it was Leonardo DiCaprio.
You mean by the amount of people
around
him?
Oh, yeah, taking pictures. And I thought,
I took this picture.
Yeah, I don't, as a commissioner, hey, we understand he's important, but the celebrity aspect, Whitey, there was paparazzi.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't expect that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm sleeping on, like Adam Silver. And he's a taller gentleman too. But when he's back, like if we drop,
I bet he had game, huh?
Did he? I don't know. Wait, I need to see
back
the tape.
You down, mouse in the house.
He can, he can shoot over me.
Yeah,
but I'm bodying up a little bit. That's for sure.
I'd like to see him 1-on-1 against John Elmore.
If you. John Elmore going viral, by the way, for his bald head celebration as he swipes his head, which, funny enough, this is the Laker thing. because he was doing that in Stockton. He's been doing that celebration for years. But you do it on the Lakers in slow-mo.
Bigger stage, brighter spotlight.
That's right. If you dropped Adam Silver in Henderson, Nevada, right down the street from us here, you think he can go to the grocery store?
I think if he rolled into Terribles, which I went back to today, I don't think they're going to bat an eye.
No, I think he's grabbing his...
And I think if he wants a receipt, he's going to get a little pushback.
Yes, he is a normal person. He's going to grab his funny and she's going to say, what did she say to you?
Well, I didn't know, for expenses and everything. I was like, oh, is there a receipt in here? And she said, do you want a receipt? And I said, yes, please. I realized I should have said, could I please have a receipt? But when I said, is there one in here? She was like, well, do you want one?
Yeah.
So she would have said the same thing to the commissioner.
There's been a couple things during this trip, right? So we got the rental car, so we haven't taken a ton of Ubers. But one of the times that we did, it was Brendan, Chris, and myself, right? Now, Uber... And now I'm going to gatekeep here. People are going to get mad at me, and I know there are probably some Uber drivers listening, so I'm not saying anything negative. Don't worry. But he pulls up to pick us up, right? And it's a sedan, okay? So Brendan, Chris, and myself, Chris says, almost not assuming, but Chris says, hey, is it cool if I sit in, do you mind if I sit in the front seat? And the guy goes, not really, but come on. So then I get ticked off because, or do you care or whatever. And he goes, not really, but come on. And he had stuff in his front seat. So then I get annoyed and I say, you know what? No, forget it. Chris, just come in the back with us. So after that happens, now he, is kind of chumming it up with us because obviously we got a tip or whatever. Yeah. And I'm thinking, no, buddy. You already killed the vibe when you said...
What was the question to him? If it was, do you mind if I sit in the front? And he said, not really. That's not bad. Do you mind if I sit in the seat?
No, he basically was saying, I don't want you to, but sure.
Maybe he said, do you have room in front? Maybe he said, not really.
It was something like, do you mind if I sit in front? Do you care? Whatever. He said, not really, but come on.
Okay.
So then he tries to win us back during the trip. Right. I'm not going for it. As soon as we get out, we are all ticked off about it.
Wow.
But my whole thing is you're in Vegas. You're in a sedan. There's a high likelihood that somebody is going to have 3 people. Right?
Yes, Alan. Absolutely.
And they might not want to. And they might not want to squish in the back.
Yeah.
Well, you're with me on this, right?
Absolutely. 100%.
I don't think you are.
No,
916-339-1140. Fair or foul? Trying to deter.
The key here is what the question was to him.
Fine. Can I sit in the front? Whitey, it doesn't matter the question.
No, it does matter a great deal.
I'm telling you, I know I can remember.
Do you mind if I sit in front? Not really. Okay, that's not bad. Do you have room in front? Not really, but come on in. That's a little different.
Yeah. Whichever one was worse. That's what Chris said.
All right.
I mean, come on, man. You're in Vegas. You know people are going to have groups.
He probably has a lot of experience with groups in Vegas, and he probably knows all
That's
about
probably true. That's fair. But, we're just going to dinner. Whatever it was. Not really. And he starts grabbing his stuff. He's got stuff in the front. Come on.
He could have said no.
Just get us another car.
Did you give it a decent tip?
I did what I needed to do.
Okay. All right. He'll think twice before he does that to somebody else.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. All right. So as far as the Kings and their summer league, disappointing, but ultimately, it's okay, right?
Yeah, the stinker.
Yeah.
But
was it?
Yes.
I mean, a stinker?
It was more. It was a letdown.
But I think some of that, honestly, was because of all the – it's kind of like the sugar rush. Ooh, they had the terrible season. Yeah, but they got a high draft pick. Oh, well, okay. Ooh, they're looking at some good players. Ooh, they could get Acuff. Ooh, they got Acuff. And I just had 3 donuts.
Yeah.
And then you have Summer League, and you realize the games aren't for a while yet. And it's like, okay, he's not the greatest player ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look.
So it's a letdown, but it's inevitable, and some of that was just because of expectations being a little higher and sugar rushed than they should have.
And they better be glazed donuts.
Okay.
That's right. Not the sprinkles
that
are probably in the studio right now because nobody eats them. All right, so they better be glazed donuts.
All I'm saying is Kings fans, a lot of us got so hyped about the 7th pick in the draft that there inevitably was going to be some letdown.
Yes, but at the same time, we were hoping that there would at least be – we wanted Stephen Noe tweeting about Acuff. I just saw – what was it? I just saw –
God disguised as Caleb Wilson.
We wanted him to say, I just saw God disguised as Darius Acuff.
Right.
We did not.
We wanted again. Maybe not that realistic.
Probably not.
Maybe not.
But that goes with everything that we've been saying about this draft class and how they're all going to be superstars. Maybe some of them will be, but not all of them. Just hope you got one.
And we really don't have any clearer idea of which ones are and which ones aren't after Summer League. As much as we think we do, because it just doesn't matter.
It matters.
All right. We'll get back into that when we come back. Also, are NBA legends no longer allowed to leave gracefully? We'll tell you who says they aren't and who says there's something wrong with that when we come back to the Sack Shack in Vegas. Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So, yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds, too. Get a quote right now at 800-381-4183, 800-381-4183, or biglou.com.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the matchday spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect. Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too. Incredible. What a finish. Sensational combination. Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Skeeter here, my card. Field Tech, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District. I never met a Culex terrasalis I didn't want to smack. That's Latin for mosquito. Hey, it's time again to fight the bite. Time to protect yourself from West Nile virus by applying insect repellent. Once a week, drain stagnant water and report dirty green swimming pools. Ew. They're breeding grounds.
The Sacramento Yolo Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you it's time to fight the bite.
My card never gets old.
For more information or to report problems, go to fightthebite.net.
Whether it's date night, family night, or buddy night, Hagen Oaks has a bay for you. Reserve one of 3 Top Tracer bays from 6 to 11 p.m. through HagenOaks.com, and only those 3 bays are reservable. The rest of the driving range is still open for walk-ups. Play golf on world-famous courses while the kids try interactive games. Head to the Hangout for great food, cold drinks, and live sports on the TVs. Add monthly live music and putting tournaments, and you've got more than a driving range, you've got a night out. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Swing by and swing away.
Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. Here's Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles.
That's one of the things I'm looking forward to doing the most when we get back to Sacramento, Alan, is getting out to Hagen. get out to that driving range, get that swing grooved again. It's been a while.
It's a really nice driving range.
Oh, yeah. It's like Frank just said, it's beyond a driving range.
Yeah, seriously. They got food, and they have the tracking. And to me, I know they're 2 Top Golfs. I know it was going back and forth about the Top Golf in Natomas, but I know there's one in Roseville. But, it's basically a Top Golf. You can play games with the tracker, with other people as well. So it's basically a Top Golf, but you get a lot more hacks in as well.
Yeah. Have you heard the latest Frank's Golf to Go? Grab the club at the grip end. The grip end is for your hands. The club head is what you strike the ball with. So it's really useful.
That is not what he said.
I think that's the latest Golf to Go.
Well, sometimes, you look at the club and you're not really too sure.
Right.
If you're on the golf course long enough, you might not know what's going on.
If you listen to Golf to Go, you don't have any problem with that.
Yep. That's why you got to tune in.
DeMarcus Cousins has a problem, though. I don't know what his handicap is, but he says he doesn't like the way LeBron was treated in Los Angeles. And he noted in today's air, he says, I get trouble. People don't like it when one player speaks out for another. I'm not really quite sure what he means by that. But he also said, DeMarcus said it's kind of sad that great players are not allowed to leave gracefully anymore. And he cited Carmelo Anthony, and he cited CP3. It's an interesting thought. I hadn't really thought of it. And he says, it'd be nice if LeBron could gracefully leave L.A. That would be nice, but there's just too much money. Players of that caliber, their contracts are so big, and teams just can't afford to pay that much money for older players who aren't as productive, who want to go someplace else.
Yeah, and I know the last time we checked in on LeBron, I believe he said he would play for the minimum. I guess it depends on the team. But
that was my understanding as well, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not disagreeing with Boogie, because let's go back to that dude that said what he said about DeMar DeRozan, and they got into it. I think there's multiple conversations to be had about this, because that guy, like the way, I don't know if you saw that clip with it's Austin Rivers when everything went down with him and Draymond.
Yeah.
Austin Rivers is on a different show with, I think, Theo Pinson and another guy who was not a professional basketball player, right? He was just another host. And the host is talking crazy to Austin Rivers about, you didn't do anything in the league, all this stuff. And the disrespect, some of these keyboard warriors are taking it to the next level, and just the level of respect that players get when it comes to social media and all that needs to be better, right? So that's in one bucket. As far as what Boogie is saying and leaving gracefully in these organizations, I'm not really sure how to feel on that. Obviously, Boogie is going to have his perspective as a former player, because Whitey, I look at it and to me, my first thought is, well, you can leave gracefully if you leave on time. When teams start losing interest.
But who determines what's on? Well, you're
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. When teams start to lose interest, right? And their, minimum contracts and things like that. The same thing happened with, I know Carmelo's really big on this convo too. I guess I'm just not fully understanding what they mean by that. If Chris Paul and now Russell Westbrook, and I know Russ had a decent season with the Kings, DeMar DeRozan when it's his time there, all these older players, if they just decide, we talk about this about baseball, how Hunter Pence was on the AAA Astros. Why? Jimmy Rollins is on the spring team for the Giants. Why? Why are you doing this? I'm not telling them to stop, right? A wise man once told me, make them take your cleats off. You know what I mean? Don't take them off yourself. But they are taking them off for some of these guys, and they don't want them to come off. And I get all that. So I guess I'm just not really sure what that's why the conversation about how they get talked to by fans or whoever, that's in one bucket. This bucket about, I guess, organizations and leaving the game gracefully, I don't know. Maybe you can help me out with what the disrespect is.
Well, thank you. That's a great point. We're talking about DeMarcus Cousins and his view that great players like LeBron are no longer allowed to leave gracefully. And I hadn't thought of it that way. There's a disrespect, if you will, that veteran players get on Twitter. I think he's talking more about, and I took it more as him talking about organizations, but the Twitter aspect of it is significant as well. To me, it goes back further than maybe DeMarcus realizes. I go back to Jerry freaking Rice when he left the 49ers. It's Jerry Rice and the 49ers, and he still wanted to play, and he ended up playing many years for your team.
Right.
Played very well, played for them in the Super Bowl. But in Jerry Rice's last game as a 49er, bye-bye Jerry Rice Day, Terrell Owens set an NFL record, single-game record for catches. I mean, it was like, get out of here, old man.
Yeah.
Some of that is T.O., too. But it's been going on because of the finances of it. It's been going on for a long time. And a player could leave gracefully, but he'd have to basically say, okay, I'll do what the team wants. Just the money is too big for players to be allowed to leave gracefully like they once did when the players didn't have that many options.
So how would LeBron have left L.A. How is it not graceful how he left L.A.?
Yeah.
His third team, by the way, he did not get – this is not his hometown team. What would Boogie have wanted it to look like to be seen as a graceful departure?
Yeah, my best guess would be that maybe he feels like, wow, it would have been nice if the Lakers had made every effort to keep him around, whatever that involved.
They said they – now, I don't believe them to that point, but they said – and with Rich Paul and his podcast, I think he does two a day. At this point, I think he's doing 2 a day with Max Kellerman.
You know who was the last great player who was definitely allowed to leave gracefully was Kobe, because the Lakers came out. And I think Mitch Kupchak was a GM at the time. He said, "Just so everyone knows, this next season is about Kobe's last year," and that was beautiful for them because it allowed them to tank. And they weren't very good, but they could say, "We're doing this for Kobe."
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But they definitely. And then Kobe had. What did he have? 60 in his last game, which was incredible.
Yeah. I mean,
but that was the last time I can think of a team really going out of their way to allow a player to wrap up his career gracefully.
Where LeBron is at in his career, specifically with Rich Paul and how open he is, why wouldn't they say, we wanted to stay in L.A., but they said we're giving the keys to Luka? Why wouldn't they control the narrative, as LeBron always wants to control the narrative? Why wouldn't they say that? I don't know. Because that's kind of what it sounds like. And I do think they wanted to move on from LeBron. I'm just saying, why would LeBron and Rich Paul not just call it out and say, we wanted to stay in LA. The whole reason we're doing this, maybe it's because LeBron wants to control the narrative in that, no.
Yeah.
It was my choice.
Right.
And we're all just assuming, yeah, LeBron's saying it was his choice, but the Lakers wanted to move on.
I agree with that. That'd be my view. But again, look at Michael Jordan. He was not allowed to retire gracefully from either the Bulls or the Wizards.
No.
He went in for a meeting with the Wizards, and they told him, yeah, we're done with you. And he, remember the video of him driving away?
Yeah.
From when the Wizards told him, we're done with you, Michael Jordan? I think he wanted to go into ownership or something with them, and they said, no, we're not.
I'm just trying to figure out, is it – because a lot of these guys, I mean, they will just keep playing, though, Whitey. They would just keep playing, and you're waiting for them. And again, Wizards, Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan. Wizards, his second team.
Yeah.
You're just waiting for how long are you supposed to wait?
Well, I agree. I mean, in today's day and age, when you have caps and you have, salary caps and aprons and everything, sometimes an older player, if he doesn't fit into your plans and if his numbers are declining, he actually becomes a burden to you.
Yeah.
And so, sorry, we just can't afford to keep you around and let you leave here gracefully.
Did DeMar get to leave the Kings gracefully?
All things considered, I think he did. Because they kept him in his last year and they let him play and pile up his numbers, and then he's on his way. By the way, there's a report today that Detroit is looking at him, but they're waiting to see what LeBron has to say about all of this. But given the way DeMar came here and it didn't work out, and the fact that, okay, now he's on to something else, I think they did. I think he was allowed to leave here, but of course he's not done yet.
Well, right, and we don't know when LeBron would have been done. I think the note about DeMar is a funny one, because they and Scott Perry and obviously Doug Christie, they had conversations. You can make the argument they really went above and beyond for DeMar. They really did, because at one point in time, they could have said, hey, DeMar, and there were moments where it got a little squirrely with his minutes and how much he was shooting. But they could have said, hey, DeMar, you're just too good, man. And, we'll never know why he didn't want to do or who didn't want to do the buyout thing last season. I know players just don't like moving during a season. They just don't like it. But once that got decided that DeMar was going to stay on the team, I think that the Kings deserve a lot of kudos in this regard that they didn't throw him on the bench.
They're very respectful.
Right? They were too – you could argue based on what they were attempting to do, maybe leaned into the respect too much. So, I would just give the Kings their flowers there for this Boogie conversation because they definitely let DeMar look really good on the way out.
Yeah. The more I think about DeMarcus's comments that LeBron was not allowed, he should have been treated better by the Lakers, and great players aren't allowed to leave gracefully like they once were. The more I think about it, I think it's more rare that a player is allowed to leave gracefully. And I'm going back to like Johnny Unitas with the Chargers and Joe Namath with the Rams and Joe Montana with the Chiefs. Willie Mays with the Mets. Babe Ruth ended his career with the Boston Braves. It's always been more rare.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't gonna. This whole I'm taking the minimum thing. He was never gonna do that in LA. So they just paid him $50 million, and I don't know if LeBron was worth, well, nowadays it's confusing, but I don't even know if LeBron was worth $50 million last season, right? I'd have to, look at who was making what. So you're the Lakers. Okay, LeBron wants another $50 million.
Right.
What are we doing?
Awkward.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be a company man here, but it gets to a point where I don't know.
I see it the way you see it.
I think a lot of fans, depending on who you're a fan of, this is not in the same chapter of the book as these guys are making a ton of money, and it's kind of hard to feel bad for them. But it's not in the same chapter, but it might be in the same book.
Yeah. Same library, at least.
Same library.
Yeah. DeMar to Detroit. We just mentioned it. Jake Fisher says, what about the Pistons and DeMar DeRozan? We'll look at that when we come right back to the Sack Shack on Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
On BritBox, there is a place where stories twist like cobblestone roads, grand manners hide secrets, and stakes are higher than seaside cliffs. Find places worth getting lost in on BritBox. Watch new series like The Other Bennett Sister from the world of Jane Austen and A Woman of Substance starring Golden Globe winner Brenda Blethyn. If you want to get away, you're in the right place. Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Free trial at BritBox.com.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and yeah, I've been on the air here just shy of 25 years, and you guys know that when I endorse something, I have a few very important things. Number one, I love it when they're local. Number two, I have to be willing to use them myself. This is where Pest Pros came in, or comes in, I should say, because I've known these guys as Kings fans a long, long time. I also have a mouse problem at my house. I also have a cockroach problem at my house. And I did it the old-fashioned way. Went through Facebook, got a hold of these guys. We became friends. And when I found out what Pest Pros does in the community, I thought, I've got to have you guys on the air. We've got a partner. Locally owned, locally operated. Their kids go to school with your kids. You're going to get pest control somewhere. Get it with Pest Pros. Here's how you get a hold of them. PestProsPS.com or call them at 916-588-9345. That's 916-588-9345 and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. Here's Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles.
As we speak, the Kings and the Charlotte Hornets are underway, playing one of the consolation games, Alan. And let's see, as we know, the Kings, a lot of their bigger names, Nick Clifford and Dylan Cardwell, and who has Darius Acuff not playing, and who am I missing? Who's the other? Maxime yes. Not playing, pardon me. Mobo's 1 for 2, Sharp is 2 for 3, 1 for 2 beyond the arc, Caravan is 1 for 1, 5:26 left, quarter 1. Kings with a 12-11 lead over the Charlotte Hornets and a rematch of last year's Summer League Finals. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. This is the story of the Summer League.
Can you give me some of the names of the Hornets that are playing?
Can I? You got Michael Ajayi.
Okay.
Tijan Salawan.
He's still playing.
Hannes Steinbach, Killen Boswell, and Christian Anderson.
Oh, that's right. They had the 2 picks.
Huh. And Markel Sutton's college teammate Max McKinnon has played 39 seconds.
Wow. Okay. I was just checking in, because people like to joke.
Markel Sutton's starting today, by the way. Your guy, Markel Sutton.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
People like to joke the third-year guys, having to play 3 years in Summer League. So Tijan Salon, I'm keeping an eye on my guy.
Good for you.
My one miss.
You know who's keeping an eye on the game is our good friend Brendan Nunes out at the Cox Pavilion. Hello, Brendan. What's going on out there?
I'm just locked in on Tijan Salon, fellas. I knew right when we got here, and I love that right when I tune in, it's the first thing I hear Alan say.
See? How's my guy looking? How's my, it's the third year.
Pretty mediocre.
He's coming along.
Pretty mediocre.
Sorry.
Not much going on. He's still out here. I only know him because of you. That'd be about it. But
okay.
My guy Emmanuel Sharp looking pretty good to start this one out.
Shooting the ball well. It's shocking to me, Brendan, that we haven't seen Elias Ralph coming yet. It's going to be nice for the Kings to have that boost off the bench here when they feel they need it.
Yeah, he's going to change the game when he checks in, Whitey, if we've learned anything from the previous games. But yeah, it's a good chance to see some more of these other guys. I think Flagler's a guy that hasn't been talked about very much. I'm curious to sort of evaluate how he performs today. I think that Mobo has had a solid start. We're still pretty early into this game, but notice him bringing the ball down the floor a little bit, some nice passes, shooting the 3-ball as well. So obviously I'm sure people aren't happy that see Maxime Reynaud and Dylan Cardwell and all them sort of sitting on the sideline, but get a good opportunity to look at some of these other guys that maybe haven't gotten as much attention.
Brendan, can you just clear up real quick? I know people are all going back and forth on the Kings roster situation. So when we're sitting here saying these guys are, fighting for their lives, it's their last opportunity for some of them. Can you just remind everyone what the current roster situation is for the Kings and who could actually get something?
You're asking
out of
how
it?
many spots are left,
Yes,
right?
Yeah, spots, contracts, all that.
Yeah, no cap room. Obviously, they have one standard deal left, one standard roster spot. But, of course, going into training camp, you can bring 21, so you can get to 3 above that. So I imagine we'll see 3-4 more guys added this offseason and probably just competing for that last spot. But when it comes to just the normal roster, there's one regular spot left, and people may remember there's now 3 two-way contracts. And currently my understanding is that only 2 guys have that, being Mobo and Flagler. So, yeah, one more two-way and one more standard roster spot, working with minimum deals since they have no money left.
Awesome. Thanks, Brendan. We'll let you get back to it, and if it's okay with you, we may check in with you here again in a little bit and see how the game's going.
Fine by me. Let me know, fellas. I'll be around.
All right. Thank you. And I got 4:21 left in the first quarter, 14-11 Kings. He mentioned, did Brendan, that Jonathan Mobo shooting the 3-ball 1 for 1 beyond the arc today. Man, stretch big, Jonathan Mobo.
Let me ask you this. Am I being lazy if I say that Mobo and Precious Achiuwa are similar players? Do you see that or no?
I mean, yeah, they're similar. Mobo is maybe a little quicker, and is maybe a little more mobile. And there's no problem with having 2 guys that. He's a really good defender, so there's no problem with having. I don't think they're so similar that it's like they're repetitive or anything.
No. I'm just checking in on a lot of people are starting to become connected to Mobo, and I'm just curious, how much he's. How many opportunities?
Precious is going to, I would assume, play a lot, and Mobo, if he makes a team, probably at least to start, is, he's going to be towards the end of the bench. That's a big difference.
Yeah, and
right
get some opportunities. And I think that's the tough thing with some of these players where I don't know how long G League serves them, right? You get to a point where, like the guy
Is it Mobo in his third Summer League as well?
I believe so. So you get to a point, the guy that keeps getting pulled up to the big leagues and struggles a little bit, but he's tearing up AAA. So it gets to a point where it's hard to get a spot, but also, hey, we're going to send you to Stockton. Okay, well, how much better am I actually getting in Stockton?
So this Kings game, Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah, I'm working on it right now. Working on it right now.
It's also, I believe, the Kings' first game this summer league in the smaller building, the Cox Pavilion.
Wow.
As opposed to the Thomas and Mack, because they came in wrapped in the splendor of Darius Acuff, and now, they're the first game, right, of the entire consolation program. So,
well, that's a mini relegation right there, Whitey.
In a way, it is.
It's just hey. It didn't work out for you, and now all of a sudden you gotta go to the small gym.
Go to the small gym, play the first game on Amazon Prime. Jake Fisher says Detroit likes the idea of adding DeMar's offense. DeMar DeRozan. He also says, of course, that the Pistons are among many teams that are waiting to see what LeBron James decides to do. But, I mean, DeMar is probably waiting on that more than the Pistons are. So how about that? How do you see that fit? DeMar DeRozan, some instant offense off the bench for a Detroit team that had problems last year in the postseason scoring when they needed to.
These are teams that we brought up while DeMar was on the team, but they didn't want to trade for him.
They knew they didn't have to, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah, we like them. We'll get back to you.
Well, and I don't know how much of it is connected to LeBron, but we still haven't heard a ton of teams with interests. You know, I mean, I know when it happened, I think it was Shams said that there, a lot of contenders will be interested. So where they're starting to slowly reveal themselves. And I would assume that, again, for the person that doesn't care about where LeBron's going next, when LeBron, and maybe don't care about DeMar either because he's not on the team anymore, but when LeBron does make a decision, we might see more teams be interested in one DeMar DeRozan.
We know Miami is somewhat interested, but if LeBron ends up going back to Cleveland, Miami's probably calling DeMar the next day.
Right.
But until LeBron decides, they're not doing anything with DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, these are similar conversations we had last season, but that contract that was associated with him, teams weren't very interested in.
And I know we touched on this earlier, but Jake Fisher also says he's not hearing anything that suggests the Kings and Russ are a match this season. Again, Scott Perry at his last press conference kind of made it clear we love Russ, but all we have is the minimum. So no surprise there. I think we knew that's where this was going. But, every so often you see on social media, there's Kings fans saying, boy, I still think he'd be a good fit. And there's a lot of people that just appreciated what he brought to the party last year, although it wasn't, the most fun party for anybody.
Well, I mean, you saw some of the ball handling over this past week. It might be dicey, and Malik Monk is going to be important, and he's going to have to play the point guard position and play it well. So I can understand why fans would say, wait, last season you felt like you needed two, and this season you just don't, or you don't want to, because we don't know. Maybe who was it? Washington is offering Russ more money, but I could see why a fan would say it makes just as much sense to bring in Russ this season as it did last season.
When we come back, Nick Agard-Johnson's going to join us. He's from No Ceilings. He also has a Sacramento Kings podcast, so we'll catch up on everything that's gone down for the Kings this Summer League and what it means with Nick Agard-Johnson next from Vegas on Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the match day spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect! Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too! Incredible! What a finish! Sensational combination! Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/music. That's ethos.com/music. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson. Plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra, the California Office of Traffic Safety, and Caltrans. More info at CITPFest.com.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader.
Good afternoon again. This is Ramsey Barker here with your second round, the Open Update. Your leader is Lucas Herbert from Australia, who tied a single round major record of 8 under 62 and is in the lead at 8 under. You've got 3 tied at 2 strokes back at 6 under, including Cameron Young and the first round leader, Jackson Suber. You've got 3 1 stroke back at that tied. Sam Burns, who also shot a major record, tying 62 today, and Bryson DeChambeau, who suffered a 2-stroke penalty on the 5th hole. Just below them, there's 9 tied at 4 under, including Scotty Scheffler and John Rahm. Rory McIlroy shot a 3 under 67 today to get him to 1 under. Your cut line was at 1 over par. Those that missed a cut include Justin Rose, Wyndham Clark, Victor Hovland, Jason Day, and Jordan Spieth. The Open Update was brought to you by Golf Fitness Solutions. They tell you to move better, feel better, play better. Now back to the Drive guys from Las Vegas with one of their special guests, Nick Agar-Johnson, here live from Las Vegas on Sactown Sports 1140.
Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. Here's Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles.
Oh, my goodness. Look at the Sacramento Kings. No surprise, Alan, because my guy, Elias Ralph, has entered the game. And the Kings are leading at the end of the first quarter against Charlotte, 31-19.
There you go.
Oh, man.
There you go.
You can't put this team in that little building and not expect them to get a little bit upset about it.
That's right. That's right. I'm sure it is rocking in there.
Nice enough to join us now with more on all that. He's the editor-in-chief, No Ceilings, also co-host of the Kings Weekly Pod. Nick Agar-Johnson with us. Hey, Nick, how excited are you about this 31-19 lead for the Kings right now?
Hey, it's nice to close out Summer League on a win, and certainly some of the key players for the Kings who, hopefully will be part of their rotation next season. I mean, Jonathan Mobo's looking good. Alex Caravan hasn't missed a shot yet, so it's looking good so far in the closeout for Summer League. But I'm always happy to come on and talk Kings basketball, and things might be wrapping up in Las Vegas, but there's a ton to talk about.
Absolutely.
So
He's excited.
That's right. Let's start here, Nick. Just give us your full layout of the Kings and Darius Acuff. Did you want them to take Darius Acuff with the 7th pick? And after taking Darius Acuff, how do you think he's looked so far? How did his summer look, I should say, because he's shut down now. So just give us your outlook on the Darius Acuff adventure.
So, yeah, sadly he's not around for the consolation game, but it's funny because I very much wanted the Kings to take one of 2 guards, and both of them were on the board at the 7th pick in Darius Acuff Jr. and Kingston Flemings. And in terms of the Darius Acuff experience in Summer League, he had some really bright, brilliant flashes. You know, there also were some tough games for him and the Kings as a whole. I was lucky enough to see the Kings in Sacramento in addition to seeing them in Las Vegas, and certainly day 3 of Sacramento Summer League was one of, if not the best games that Darius Acuff played in Summer League. But ultimately, we saw a lot of the reason why he was the pick for the Kings at 7. You know, he showed his incredible scoring gifts. He showed just how exceptional of a playmaker he can be on the offensive end. You know, I don't know if he's number 1 in terms of the gap between potential assists and actual assists in Summer League, but he made some brilliant reads and great passes that unfortunately the Kings weren't able to convert into buckets. But overall, you know, I think it was an environment that showed a lot of the reason why people like Darius Acuff. A lot of the criticisms about him also, I think, came to bear, although I do truly believe that one of the better defensive games I've seen Darius Acuff play was in that second game in Las Vegas, and it was very encouraging to me because that was his worst game in terms of his shooting. And anytime someone like Acuff can have a bad shooting night and still be able to chip in somewhere else, especially given the defensive concerns about him coming out, you know, and there have been a few viral clips that have leaked out about Acuff, you know, not having some great individual possessions defensively, but overall, I think he provided a lot better effort on that end of the floor than we were able to see from him at Arkansas. And there were moments where it was very clear that he had the scoring and passing gifts that led the Kings to take him at 7.
That's Nick Agard-Johnson from No Ceilings, also the Kings Weekly Pod. You know, Nick, I think if you polled people who've watched the Kings at Summer League and you asked them who has been the most outstanding player so far, well, A, that would probably be a waste of everybody's time, but B, because it's Summer League, but B, I think Emmanuel Sharp would probably get a lot of votes. Would he get yours?
He would absolutely get mine. He has consistently been the best player on the floor for the Kings, and unsurprisingly, as I say that, he takes the lead in scoring for the Kings in this Kings-Charlotte game that's going on right now. But, yeah, with Sharp, you know, he was someone who, taken at 45, I think a lot of the expectation was, okay, well, you know, this is an older player, veteran player, played on the Houston Cougars, started for multiple years, you know, brought in as someone who can provide sort of a, you know, key mark in the rotation on both ends of the floor. And what we've seen from him in Summer League has been nothing short of spectacular. I mean, what I was saying earlier about Acuff applies a lot more to Sharp than Acuff in terms of there have been a couple games where Sharp's shot was not falling. He was still defending 94 feet, still getting up in guys' grills, still being the kind of defensive menace that he was for the Houston Cougars. And certainly he's someone who, if you look back at this draft, you know, again, it's Summer League, all the caveats that come with it's Summer League, but him falling all the way to 45 is already looking like a huge boon for the Kings.
What did you think of the Caravan pick and how he's done during Summer League? Obviously, he was injured and, you know, started off a little cold, but has heated up, had a good game last game. Did you like the Kings going up to get him? Obviously, it cost them a little bit of draft capital, and how he's performed this summer.
Yeah, so in terms of the move to get Caravan, I was in favor. Caravan is someone who I very much liked in that end of the first round, early second round range, and it seemed pretty likely that, you know, if the first night of the draft closed out, that he was going to be someone in heavy contention for going 31st, and given that the pick the Kings had was 34th, you know, them giving up essentially one future second to move up 5 spots is a pretty good bit of business. In terms of what we saw from Caravan in Summer League, he did. So I was unfortunately not able to stay in Vegas as long as you guys were. So, you know, I didn't have the chance to see his best game of Summer League live in person. I do wonder if he came back from that ankle injury a little early, because he did look a little slow in the games in Summer League I saw him, but obviously he's been much better in, the past game, and certainly looking good so far in this game against the Hornets. So I was in favor of the Caravan move overall. I mean, something that, I've talked about quite a bit with my co-host on the Kings Weekly podcast is how the biggest concerns for the Kings in terms of last season were three-point shooting and positional size on defense. And Caravan is someone who, on ball isn't the best defender, but off ball he can provide real value. And, he had a couple of big chase down blocks in Summer League. That'll be a part of it. But ultimately getting someone on the squad who's, proven winner, obviously, part of UConn's 2 national championships, someone who has proven to be an elite shooter on high volume, but also is a really good connective passer. He's, I think, someone who not only makes a lot of sense for any team in need of three-point shooting, but made particular sense to me as a target for the Kings, given, all the connective work that he can do both offensively and defensively, while also being 6'8" and providing shooting for a team that desperately needed it. After being dead last in three-point makes last season and 29th in percentage, getting anybody on board who's an elite shooter like Caravan, who can also provide defensive value, I think was a great pickup for the Kings. And hopefully going into the season, he'll look a lot more like he has in the last couple games, as opposed to those first couple where maybe he came back a little too early from that ankle injury.
As we speak here, the Kings are leading Charlotte 36-25, 6:44 left now in the first half. And our guest is Nick Agar-Johnson from No Ceilings, also the Kings Weekly Pod. Nick, one of the things that we kick around a lot, and I'm sure you do too, is this question of how do the Kings approach this upcoming season now that with lottery reform there is no benefit to tanking. I mean, how do you think they play it? How good are they capable of being if they dream of being even somewhat competitive this year?
So I would say the biggest factor in terms of how the changes in tanking reform might affect the Kings is I would be more surprised if they trade Domantas Sabonis now than I would have been otherwise, because I think there's less incentive to, try and move on for Sabonis in return for future assets if it means that it's more likely that you finish in the bottom 3. Obviously that's a lot more punishing than it's been in the past. And there's also the added element of just, development for the young players. I think that it would be immensely helpful to Darius Acuff Jr. to have a center with Domantas Sabonis' offensive gift to, be a pick-and-roll partner, be a designated handoff partner, be someone who can provide offensive attention that will allow Acuff to get to his own spots more easily. So I think the biggest element in terms of how I'm rethinking the Kings' status in terms of what it means going forward that the tanking reforms have happened is I would be more surprised than I would have been otherwise if the Kings move on from Domantas Sabonis, because there's a lot of short-term and medium-term value in keeping him around, being out of that bottom 3 in the league and helping, everybody's offensive development. But I think in particular, Darius Acuff's offensive development will be very much helped by having Domantas Sabonis still in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Nick,
he didn't answer when I asked him how good they could be. See, he sidestepped that one. I don't blame him. That was smart.
We don't know. We simply do not know.
It's awfully early.
Just quite yet.
I know.
Nick, the word that we used a lot the last couple seasons is logjam. And somehow, some way, the Kings still have somewhat of a guard logjam at that shooting guard position with Zach LaVine poised to take a lot of those minutes. I'm watching and everybody talking about Emmanuel Sharp and how he plays the way that the Kings want to play. They're coming out, they're saying all these things about the toughness and not changing their style of play, but changing that culture. Nick, I'm a little worried about Nick Clifford. And I see Emmanuel Sharp doing his thing. And I know Zach LaVine's going to play. You still have Malik Monk who can play some point. I'm worried about Nick Clifford because I'm just not quite sure what his, role is going to be on this team. Maybe a secondary ball handler. Where are you at with Nick Clifford? Can you talk me back, or are you maybe there with me as well?
So I'm admittedly going to be biased here because I'm a huge fan of Nick Clifford and was very glad the Kings picked him up in the draft last year. I'm hoping that he can slide down and guard maybe slightly bigger players than he had been last year going forward. If he can be more of a 2-3 wing rather than a pure shooting guard. I think that definitely helps in the quest for minutes. There is also the secondary ball handler element, which I'm hoping will be a part of the role for Nick Clifford as well. I mean, that's really a big concern for me with this team at this point is outside of Darius Acuff Jr., who's going to be the point guard. And, you mentioned the logjam at shooting guard, and while I've been incredibly impressed with Emmanuel Sharp, ultimately I'm not sure he's quite ready to be that secondary ball handler type, which does leave that avenue open for Nick Clifford. I don't think Adam Flagler did quite enough in Summer League, and would have been hard to do enough in Summer League to sort of shore up the backup point guard spot. But for me, that I think is the thing to watch with Nick Clifford is if he can slide positionally either direction out of that shooting guard logjam, right? Either if he can, bulk up over the next couple months and guard slightly bigger players, or if he can slot into being that backup point guard for the Kings. I think that's where his role would sit, but I think it is way too early to give up on Nick Clifford personally. I think all of the connective stuff that he does, if he can be slightly more consistent as a shooter, which, he was much more consistent after the first couple of months of last season, if he can do that and provide some of the backup ball handling that I think he's capable of doing, that I think would be the way that he finds his way into minutes, because it does seem like there's a pretty sizable hole at backup point guard that if he can fill that or guard slightly up the lineup, those I think are the main pathways for him.
That's Nick Agar-Johnson, nice enough to join us from No Ceilings, also the co-host of the Kings Weekly Pod. And Nick, I think you've spoken about this before on our station, but for those who haven't heard, how did you hitch your wagon to the Kings in the first place?
So I didn't start following basketball until later in high school, and I grew up in New York City, and everyone around me was an absolutely miserable Knicks fan. And so I basically decided I need to pick a different team. And my dad's whole family is from Cincinnati, Ohio, and so the Sacramento Kings used to be the Cincinnati Royals. And I hopped on the bandwagon that way, and maybe I wouldn't have stuck with it, but in college, one of the first and best friends that I made happened to be a basketball junkie from Sacramento. So if there was any chance of me not remaining a Kings fan after that sort of early hitching my bandwagon to the former Cincinnati Royals, that went out the window as soon as I, met one of my better friends in college who happened to be a huge Kings fan from Sacramento. After that, it was all over for me.
Nice. So he could have been a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
But he's sticking with the Kings.
That's right.
True fan.
That's right. That's what we love about it. Well, speaking of the Knicks, Nick, obviously Scott Perry spent some time over there before coming to Sacramento. What do you think of the job that Scott Perry has done so far? I think there are a lot of people that are excited about it. I think that, he's been handcuffed a little bit, but with the opportunities that he has had, how do you think he's performed?
I think he's done quite well with what he's been given so far. I think there was a moment early last season where it seemed like the Kings were a bit directionless. And, after some of the early season woes, it seemed pretty clear of, okay, this team needs to go for a reset rather than sort of hanging on. And I think he's managed that transition quite well. I also wouldn't be a scout if I didn't say that I think one of the best parts of what the Kings have done in the past 5 years, so not just Scott Perry's tenure, but, going back a ways, the Kings have done a fantastic job in terms of scouting on the margins, getting guys on the margins. I mean, terrible recent Summer League game aside, Maxime Reynaud was a huge win at 42. Emmanuel Sharp is looking to be fantastic at 45. I couldn't get out of an opportunity talking about the Kings without mentioning how exceptional Dylan Cardwell is and has been as an undrafted free agent guy. But, even going back further, right, Isaac Jones was someone who came in as an undrafted guy and quickly earned his way into rotation minutes. And, he's no longer with the team, but that's something the Kings have done a remarkable job of both before and during the Scott Perry era. And especially given the resources that Scott Perry has had to manage, him continuing to, maintain that success with the scouting department is a huge factor in terms of what things look like going forward for the Kings. So it'll be interesting to see, what happens once the cupboard is refreshed a little bit. But I think given the resources that he had available to him, Scott Perry's done a good job so far.
All right, Nick Agar-Johnson, you brought up Maxime Reynaud. So before we let you go, I just wanted to ask you, how bright do you think his future is? Second team All-League. Is Maxime Reynaud potentially a star in the NBA?
I would not rule out that possibility. I think it's something where really for him, there are a few more elements where if he adds those to his offensive game, he can reach that star level ceiling. If he gets to a point where he's slightly more comfortable operating beyond the arc and slightly more comfortable operating as a mid-post passing hub. We saw flashes of that down the stretch in March and April last season, when Sabonis was out and Reynaud was sort of taking over the role of offensive orchestrator. I will be fascinated to see what he and Darius Acuff look like as a pairing, because if Reynaud can unlock his shooting a little bit and be slightly more efficient as a mid-post operator, he has a ton of other things that make him a nearly perfect fit for Acuff on the offensive end. I mean, pick and pop, designated handoff, pick and roll, that sort of thing. So if Reynaud can get more established as a shooter, the good news for him is his handle is exceptionally advanced for a 7-footer, and that's something that will really help him, as we've seen last year, get to his spots and, be able to generate efficient offense on his own in addition to, being a part of a partnership. So I would say that there's definitely a star outcome in Maxime Reynaud's potential future. There are a few more things that I'd like to see before I'm confident enough to declare it from the hilltops, but I think it's very possible that Reynaud ends up being the kind of secondary star that any team that is going to be in serious playoff contention will need. And if he and Acuff can develop into that 1-2 punch going forward with, Caravan and Sharp and Nick Clifford and hopefully Jonathan Mobo, who I was a huge fan of in this summer league, if they can get some of those pieces around those guys, then, in a couple of years from now, the Kings could be dangerous if those guys all hit their ceilings. But seeing as I'm from no ceilings, I have to say that they don't have any ceilings in the first place.
Okay. Well, Alan, we're in the 916 area code, and Alan is hopeful they can become some version of what he calls the 91 Knicks, with Maxime as kind of a cat-type player and Brunson as kind of and Acuff as kind of a Brunson-type player. Is that a possibility?
Come on, Nick. Come on, Nick. Give it to me.
I think it's a possibility. I mean, it's one thing to say, oh, yeah, they're going to be this championship-winning team. I think that's always a risky proposition to bet on handily, but the model is certainly there, and that, I think, is another huge part of why I'm as big on Sharp as I am, why I hope that Mobo becomes part of the roster construction going forward, because if those are your two main guys, you need a lot of guys who can come in, play defense really hard, hit open shots when they get them. And certainly, Sharp has proven to be the kind of guy who maybe isn't the lead of a future championship level team, but if he's, in the Mikal Bridges mold, that would be a huge win for the Kings. And really, you just need those pieces around those guys. But the Knicks have shown this year that, even if you have a smaller guard, as long as they've got the kind of offensive arsenal that Jalen Brunson has and Darius Acuff could have, not entirely impossible.
Nice. Well, thank you, Nick. Thanks for your time. Enjoy the rest of the game. Have a great weekend. We hope to talk to you again soon.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me on. Always fun to come on here and talk Kings basketball.
Yep, we had fun, too. We appreciate it. There you go, Alan.
Thank you, Nick. That was great.
There's a lot of people that grow up in Sacramento, and they don't really have a choice. It's kind of like you're a Kings fan, and you kind of just grow into it. He had a choice. He could be a Knicks fan right now.
Yeah. Yeah, there's stories like that everywhere. I mean, proud of him for hanging true there. But, when the Kings go on the road and you see all of the fans, you just assume they must have moved from Sacramento. But people find teams, and that was probably one of the most unique stories I've heard for acquiring a team.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I often wonder, when we're watching a game and you see a bunch of Kings fans, are they from Sacramento? Or I'm wondering if, the greatest show on the court, if that, there was a lot of Kings fans nationally for that team, and I'm wondering if that got handed down, and I'm wondering if there's still a lot of Kings fans nationally just because of how good those Weber Kings were.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like we talked about during that time with Weber, of course, Jason Williams, Mike Bibby. It was a culture.
Yeah.
And I think there are a lot of people that became fans. Now, whether they stayed or not, I don't know. But to your point, when you see them all across the nation when the Kings are on the East Coast or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I think a lot. Came from that time frame.
The Kings playing well. They're up 9 here with about 2:20 left in the first half. Shooting the ball well, 52-9 floor, 37-5 from three-point line, and they're playing hard. Maybe best of all.
Yeah, they're playing hard, but my guy, go ahead and read those to Jean Salon.
Wait, I thought Markel Sutton was your guy. I was going to read
Markel is my guy.
Okay. Tijuana Salon is 2 for 3. He's got 9 points and a -8 plus-minus. 3 rebounds.
Yeah. Plus
Sutton made a basket for you.
Sutton, I saw him hit that corner 3 during our interview. So Sutton's off to a good start. We need him to go hammer time, though.
Mm-hmm.
We need him to find a lane to the basket.
Mobo has 10 points. He's taken 3 3-pointers, and he's made 2 of them.
So I wanted to correct something I said earlier about, I guess, the 4A type of player and how they can get stuck in the G League, and maybe they're too good for the G League. I do think that if you are working on your shot, you can always get something done in the G League. That's the one thing I wanted to put out there. Obviously, it could, because if you're working on your shot, you're probably not going to get guarded like that in the NBA anyway, because you're not viewed as a shooter. So if Mobo did end up with Stockton, even though he's been around the NBA and been around the league for a couple of years now, I would say, well, just get down there, lock yourself in that gym out in Stockton, and just shoot that 3 ball. And that's one thing that doesn't matter. If it's G League or wherever, you can still improve.
Yeah, he plays hard and he defends. And if he finds that shot, then he's going to have a long career.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star or anything, but he's going to have a long career in the NBA.
Yeah, but it's been looking good in summer. Obviously, summer's a little bit different than when fall comes around, but if the ball goes down, Whitey, the ball goes down.
Yeah, this team is playing with a lot more confidence. I think sometimes in Summer League with Darius Acuff, the whole team was just kind of like, okay, he's the guy now. I don't know.
Let's get out of the way.
And it's the last game, and I know Charlotte's probably their mind's on something else, but this team's playing together, and they're playing really hard. That's good to see.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And I know how it is too, Whitey. You go to same idea. You go to the YMCA. There's some guy who played D2 or whatever it is, and he's cooking people. If he ends up on your team, you feel like every shot's a bad shot. Here you go. Just go to work here.
Here you go, Mr. D2.
Exactly. So I think there may have been a little bit of that. Emmanuel Sharp, man, the dude can just shoot.
He hit that one from Henderson, Nevada.
I was trying to think of one. I couldn't think of one. Put it in Sharpie for 3.
I think we need a timeout, maybe. We might need
I need a timeout.
I need a full. Summer League's all about overreactions, and Draymond Green is pretty good at those. Did you hear what he had to say about one of the stars of Summer League? We're back with that and more next here from Vegas on Sactown Sports.
This is Sactown, baby! Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Facebook at facebook.com/Sactown Sports. To keep tabs on the Kings, 49ers, UC Davis, and the entire Sactown Sports lineup all season long. Facebook.com/Sactown Sports. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Clear skies tonight with a little bit of a breeze picking up. Temperatures dropping off into the 50s to low 60s by Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon warming into the mid to low 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Oh, the Sacramento heat. Right now, get your AC professionally tuned up for as low as just $59 and enjoy your summer nice and cool. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Summer restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Hi, how can I help?
Well, my husband and I feel like we've outgrown our current money manager.
I see.
Our lives have changed, and we need something more than just mutual funds to help us in retirement.
She's right.
I hear that often. At Fisher Investments, we'd start by getting to know you, your finances, family, health, lifestyle. We tailor a portfolio around your goals and needs.
Sounds good.
Can you help with estate planning?
Yes, we have a team of specialists who can help you with estate planning, Social Security, investment income, and more. We'll get to know your whole financial picture and help keep you on the path to a comfortable retirement.
And your fees?
We have a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
I feel better already.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Hey, what's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. I've heard you're extending the 4th of July sales event because the deals were just so good.
They were the best deals of the year, and we wanted to keep the savings going. Right now, you can save up to $17,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 1500 crew cabs.
America loves Ram trucks, but what about my perfect truck?
We have you covered at Hoblet. We are truck people, so you won't find a better selection of new Rams with the features that matter anywhere. Plus, with almost 600 new Rams available, your Ram is waiting at Hoblet. Just one of the reasons Hoblet is consistently one of the top Ram dealers, not just in California, but the entire nation.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. $17,000 total net savings after $41.62 dealer discount and $11,338 factory incentive. Incentives may include 15% below MSRP incentive, $1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, and $500 military bonus or first responder bonus for eligible members. 10th is net savings, sample VIN 390660. See dealer for details.
This August, the stars and guitars come out to play. It's the Gold Rush Classic, a celebrity pro-am golf tournament featuring $1 million hole-in-one contest, a skins game, celebrity draft party, and a live concert from the Cripple Creek Band. Tee it up alongside legends like Rick Barry, Jeff Barness, Greg Lloyd, Jesse Orozco, Michael Merriweather, Greg Ostertag, Olden Polanese, and our own Greg Vaughn. But here's what matters most. Every dollar raised goes to Scott Pollard's Pearls of Life, Make-A-Wish, and other children's charities making a real difference. August 6th and 7th in Rancho Murrieta. 2 days. Great golf, great music, one great cause. Golf and concert sponsorships are still available. Visit goldrushclassic.org today. That's goldrushclassic.org. The Gold Rush Classic is proudly sponsored by Tokay Heating, Air, and Plumbing, delivering comfort you can feel and peace of mind you can trust. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years.
In celebration of 80 years of 49ers football, Sactown Sports is counting down 80 of the most memorable moments that have shaped the team's storied legacy and winning tradition. Here's today's faithful flashback.
Number 39. Bill Walsh announces his retirement.
The 49ers win over the Cincinnati Bengals in Super Bowl 23 has many impactful moments to it. The closing drive to get the win when Montana found Taylor was the difference, but it also ended up being the final game of Bill Walsh's amazing career. Bill Walsh announced his retirement just a few days after winning his third Super Bowl, as Walsh finished with a record of 102 wins, 63 losses, and a tie, and he cited burnout as a reason for stepping down. His impact is everywhere. The West Coast offense is still here, and his place in history is forever cemented in the Pro Football Hall of Fame when he was inducted in 1993.
Faithful flashbacks on Sactown Sports 1140.
Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. Here's Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles.
Yeah, and here in Vegas, the Kings wrapping up their Summer League at halftime. They are leading the Hornets 55-50. Should we go out to Brendan again and see what he's up to?
Why not?
Yeah, Brandon Nunes joining us from the Cox Pavilion. Brendan, Kings with, if nothing else, at least a lot of energy and some pretty good shooting today so far, right?
Yeah, I think a pretty solid showing. As you can probably hear my boy Jack Harlow in the background right now. Everybody warming up still here at halftime. But some good energy out here for sure. I think Mobo's the one that's probably impressed me the most. You know, I could go all day about Emmanuel Sharp, but switching it up a little bit, I think that Mobo defensively obviously stands out a lot. His versatility, running the 5 a little bit more. I talked to some people that cover the Raptors, and my understanding is they tried to turn him into more of a wing. But when he talked with us back in Sacramento, he said that he's more focused on playing the 5, and we're seeing that a little bit today. But it's been offensively for me. I think his playmaking's been really good. I don't think there's that many assists to really show for it, but moving the ball pretty well, almost that throwback to Bam Adebayo in Summer League, running point as the big man.
Brendan, I know we had you on when the game started and you were breaking down the contract situation with the Kings. Before Kings fans start to fall in love with a player, as we all tend to do you think Mobo could get real minutes this season? Is that a possibility, or is that taking it a little bit too far?
I think it would have to be very context specific. I think it's 50 games of eligibility for some of these two-way guys, and typically you see them here and there throughout the course of the season, but say Domas got traded and they needed some depth, maybe he'd be up for a couple games, for example, or injuries, fingers crossed, but obviously they dealt with that a lot last year, and I think it would have to be one of those scenarios where it kind of feels like something would have to go wrong for Mobo to get opportunity, or maybe he ends up earning it by playing extremely well in Stockton, but that one does feel like a little bit of a reach to me, at least for a regular rotational spot, especially obviously on that two-way contract, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw bursts here and there throughout an 82-game season.
Brendan, as you know, it's been a big week for our friend Alan Stiles. He had Brent Berry on the telecast using the hybrid rebuild term, and Alan taking credit for that. If Markel Sutton throws down a dunk today, after Alan told him to, I can't imagine what Alan will be like. I know he made a three. What do you think the odds are that Markel Sutton will make good on his, I wouldn't say promise to Alan, but will make that happen and throw one down today?
Yeah, Markel actually came over here before the game and was like, "Where's Alan Stiles?" I thought that he was supposed to be here.
When you first said that, I actually thought you were serious. when you said he came over.
Yeah, he's looking for his boy, man. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Chris is on the video today. I'm sure that he'll get a good video of Sutton's poster, and he's going to yell Stiles Files right after.
That'll be great. So we have that to look forward to. Thank you, Brendan. Do you have anything else for Brendan?
I saw Caravan getting interviewed at halftime. Brendan, is he looking good?
Yeah, I think he's looking pretty good. I think a little bit more back to kind of the hesitancy that we've seen from him before, but the ball's moving around really well, fellas. I think everybody's getting a little bit of a touch here. Whitey's boy, Elias Ralph, getting some good run out here, too. So not all too much stand out from Caravan, but I want to see him pull it a little bit more from three here.
Thank you, Brendan. We'll let you get back to it. We appreciate it. We'll see you soon.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you. My understanding is Elias Ralph, there's a good chance he'll be joining us here in the next couple of shows.
So, okay.
Yeah, you probably saw that note as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you're, it's always about, this is Alan's guy or whatever. Now we get to have one of your guys on.
Well, I have a lot of guys, but you always say they were your guys first, and so I don't get
I don't know about that.
I don't get the credit for them.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Fine.
I think you know who your guys truly are.
I hope Markel Sutton can throw one down for you today.
It seems like the perfect opportunity, right? Perfect situation. A lot of these guys are getting plenty of playing time, so hopefully we get to see it.
For the 1 millionth time at least, Summer League is all about overreactions, and here's another one. Tijan Salawan, one of your guys. Hey, he looks pretty good today.
He does. He does. And he had 21 in the last game.
I don't know if you could see it, those of you on YouTube. Alan's face lit up when I said that he responded.
He looks good. Bring him home, T. Come home, T.
Huh. All right, those two, are they kind of matched up against each other today? I don't know. Could be a battle down the stretch.
I got to choose a side.
Yeah, you may have to. How about this for a Summer League overreaction? We know that Caleb Wilson has shot the ball well. And people are just gaga over him. We knew he was good. We didn't know he'd be this good.
Right.
Draymond Green said, when I say Caleb Wilson's floor could be Kevin Garnett, everybody looks at me like, yo, you're an idiot. His floor, that is an idiotic thing to say, right?
Yeah, it is.
His floor could be a Hall of Famer?
I don't know if he knows what floor means.
You think he thinks it's ceiling or something?
I don't know. I'm not sure about that one, Draymond. I mean, he's got to get these podcasts out. And
I wondered the same thing, actually, because that's not right, Draymond.
Yeah, I don't believe it. But now he can't. He doesn't want to look silly, so he's just going to try to ride it. But that's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
That is a tough one, man, because that's not Correct.
I'll tell you, we saw a couple of things here during this game, watching the telecast, once Allen was finally get it on, because they had horse racing on.
Yeah, and real quick, Freddie is asking in the chat. We had to go to Prime. So, YouTube TV, it says that it's on, but it's not on. So we had to go to Prime, Freddie.
Yeah.
Check it out.
But we saw Darius Acuff being coached up by Doug Christie a
Yeah,
little bit.
They were talking for a good bit. And, obviously hard to tell what they were saying. I'm not a lip reader, but it goes to what we discussed in the first hour, Whitey. This defense and just his all-around game, he hasn't even been kind of molded by the full-blown coaching staff yet. So for anybody, hey, well, he's not going to be able to do this or that, can we at least let him get into training camp and let Doug get his paws on him and mold him a little bit before we declare what he can and can't do?
Yeah. I'd sign up for that. We also saw Doug Christie sitting with B.J. Armstrong, of course, and they were kind of having a good laugh about something. And speaking of laughs, Alex Caravan was standing there getting ready to talk to Christina Pink, and as Mobo walked off the floor, this was right at halftime, he put a towel over his head as he walked off. So what the chemistry on this team,
yeah,
huh?
they're just just good vibes. Heading into training camp, that's what it's all about. And it's probably so funny because some of these guys, a lot of these guys are not. Majority of these guys will not be on the roster, and we'll see what happens in Stockton. But it is probably funny how you're here for a good bit. You can become really close with somebody within a week and a half, and then you just never see him again, right?
Yeah.
Or see him on the other side if you end up on, or down the road, I should say. So it's fascinating how the dynamics of summer league in general, kind of like summer camp. You have a friend, but you don't. The friend lives in back east or whatever it is. Before that camp, you were best buds.
I never went to summer camp, but I remember, and I was thinking about this as you were talking there. I have a lot of chances to think about things while I was talking, so I take advantage.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
I appreciate it. Very thought-provoking.
Wow.
Very thought-provoking
I can't
comments.
believe you said that on a Friday.
I'm kidding. Now I'm not going to the museum, am I?
No. I'm glad you brought that up. You can drive yourself.
What I was going to say was, I noticed in junior high and high school, but especially junior high, it's like I make more friends in gym class than in any other class.
Yeah.
Like fast friends.
Right.
Because you're in there, whatever you're doing, playing whatever sport together as a team, Alan.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're a team, you and I.
Well, yeah, we were. We were. Until you
No, that you misconstrued what I was saying.
No, I don't think I did.
You say so many thought-provoking things. I'm just always here pondering.
I have a lot of time to think while you ramble. That's what you said.
Did Alan Stiles write these new quarterback rankings for Sports Illustrated? I think he did, and you probably suspect the same when you hear it, and that's next here with the Drive Guys from Vegas on Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-900-1717. 800-900-1717. 800-900-1717.
Wow, what is all this? These screens, the food.
All for the game, bro.
Let us pitch in.
No need. I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet with T-Mobile. I've got it all covered.
Goal!
Here to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. Compared to regular rates after third line free on Experience Beyond plan with internet bundle discount via monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Credit stop if you cancel or change plans.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Your concert lineup is stacked with can't-miss shows on the Sactown Sports Live events calendar. It all starts July 19th when country legend Willie Nelson takes the stage at Ironstone Amphitheater. Then Cole Wetzel rocks Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic July 24th. August heats up with Santana and the Doobie Brothers at Toyota Amphitheater August 8th. The Sacred Souls at Hard Rock Live Sacramento August 12th. David Lee Roth at Thunder Valley August 14th. And a huge night August 16th with Kane Brown at Ironstone Amphitheater and Toto at Toyota Amphitheater. Keep it rolling August 19th with the Black Crows and Whiskey Myers at Toyota Amphitheater. Ty Myers takes over Lake Tahoe Amphitheater August 22nd. September brings Sac Top for 2 back-to-back nights at Lake Tahoe Amphitheater September 11th and 12th. Then, don't miss Leonard Skinnard October 2nd at Ironstone Amphitheater and Ashley Cook October 10th at Ace of Spades. Stay up to date with every show on the Sactown Sports Live events calendar. Find all the details at sactownsports.com.
Carmichael Dave here, so proud to talk about my new friends at Pest Pros, where they are family-owned, they are locally rooted, and they are committed to serving Northern California. I got a mouse problem at my house, and I don't like mice. I got a cockroach problem at my house, and I don't like cockroaches. That's a real thing. You're going to get pest protection somewhere. Why not get it at a place that is locally owned and operated? Longtime Kings fans and partners, and the community, you've spoken. They're back-to-back Sacramento favorites. So if you got pest control, you don't have Pest Pros. Step up to the pros with their all-star lineup. Don't just make the call, make the right call. Go to pestprosps.com, Sacramento grown, family owned, or call them at 916-588-9345. That's 916-588-9345. Step up to the pros at Pest Pros.
Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. Here's Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles.
The game at the Cox Pavilion has tightened up a little bit. Kings clinging to a 6-point lead. About 4.5 minutes left here. I had my headphones on and you were shaking your finger at something, Alan. I wasn't sure what you were shaking your finger
Give
at.
it to him.
Oh, okay.
To Sutton. They had him for the alley-oop.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, Stevens come pulled it out. Didn't like the look.
Another one.
Mm-hmm. By the way, just want to really quickly thank everybody for being with us all week long, and especially everybody, Ramsey and Jay Woods and everybody here, and they're all out, and they can't hear me say this because they're all out at the game, but thank you, Alan. We've just had a lot of fun here, and we've gotten a lot of work done. We kid all the time. We really have gotten a lot done.
Yes. No, thank you, Whitey. It's always fun, and I love stuff like this, where you get to see people and their outside of the work system and the work situation. So this has been nice. We're still getting work done, but just outside the office.
Right. And speaking of thank yous, NBA Summer League brought to you by Power Business Technology. Let's see here. Power Business Technology, allowing us to be your ears and eyes for all things Kings. Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for all your office needs. Thank you, Power Business Technology. And more to come. Last night, while everybody's out having a great dinner, whatever, I was working in, I have a little movie set in the back here, and I put together just a blockbuster motion picture, mini motion picture that kind of puts the Odyssey to shame, that hopefully wraps up the whole thing. And I think that, I was like, there's that My Morning thing. And Frank said, no, we're holding that for like a primetime release.
Really?
Yeah, so that I think is going to be posted tonight as kind of our farewell and thank you message.
So what is it exactly?
It's just it's indescribable, really. You'll have to see it, but it's just kind of.
Is it like footage?
No, well, it's me in the backyard, and just I was the crew and the cameraman and the acting and the writer.
So nobody else is in it.
Nobody else is in it.
So I'm not in it.
No, you weren't here. So I'm sorry to disappoint you.
I thought you created I don't know.
You were thinking like a montage or something with everybody. Like, here's the highlight.
Right?
Nah, you ain't in it. It's all me.
I'll get to it when I get to it. Then I'm sitting here thinking, Whitey's been taking secret footage, or what's going on?
No, nothing like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. Yeah, very excited.
Mm-hmm. You would be excited about this, I would guess. This is from Matt Verderam, who's a fine football writer for Sports Illustrated, and he has the preseason quarterback rankings.
Okay.
And I know that, another quarterback ranking. This has been a hot topic on the show because Alan, it turns out, is really not a big Brock Purdy fan.
That's not true.
1, Patrick Mahomes. 2, let's just see where Brock comes in here.
Okay.
What did we decide? He's close to top 10.
Yeah. Between 9 and 12.
Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen 2, Matthew Stafford 3, according to Matt Verderam. 4, Lamar Jackson. 5, Joe Burrow. 6, Drake May. 7, Justin Herbert. 8, my guy Dak. Not a Cowboy fan, but I'm a Dak fan.
Here we go again.
9, Jordan Love.
Here we go again.
10,
this is
Trevor Lawrence. So Brock's got to be 11, Caleb Williams. So Brock's got to be
1 season.
12, Jared Goff.
Jaden Daniels just doesn't exist anymore.
So Brock's got to be coming.
Remember when he was
Jaden Daniels, 13th on Matt Verderam's list. Where is Brock Purdy?
I don't know.
14.
Even for me.
Jalen Hurts.
Wow.
15, Baker Mayfield.
Wow.
Matt Verderam has Brock Purdy, the 16th best quarterback in the NFL. And he says, this is why I wonder, did Matt Verderam write this or did Allen write it?
I would not even have Brock that low.
Purdy is at a crossroads in his career. After throwing for career highs in yardage and touchdowns in 2023 and leading the Niners to the Super Bowl and earning Pro Bowl honors, he's yet to find similar success since. Over the past 2 years, Purdy has played 24 games, 40 touchdowns, 22 interceptions. He's also seen his yards per completion dwindle each season, landing at 11 in 2025. And now with Mike Evans coming in as a big-bodied target to play opposite Ricky Pearsall, Purdy is attempting to vault himself back into the conversation as a top 10 quarterback. So Matt Verderam says right now Brock Purdy's not even in the convo as a top 10 guy.
That is ridiculous.
You love that?
No, not that much. I mean, what he had, it's just all based on what happened last year, I guess.
It's just where he thinks they all are right now based on everything.
Yeah. I mean, he had a couple guys, Baker, and I like Baker, but he had Trevor Lawrence right there. He had Trevor Lawrence 10.
10, and you don't like Jordan Love at 9, do you?
Can you just read it, and I'll stop you when I've heard enough.
Okay.
Please.
I didn't write this, Matt Verderam. Love has been a starter for 3 years. Over that time, the Packers have reached the playoffs 3, while Love is ranked 6th, 13th, and 3rd in EPA. Despite never having a 1,000-yard receiver, Love has led the Green Bay attack to robust performances, checking in 8th, 5th, and 10th over the years in yards per play.
He's a Packer fan.
Going into 26,
no, you
Love
can just tell.
has less to work with. The offensive line lost left tackle Rashid Walker and center Elgton Jenkins. The receiving corps is without Romeo Doubs, who left for the Patriots. Ultimately, there's going to be more on Love's plate to make the Packers a postseason team once more. Sounds like he's done a lot, overcome a lot.
He's a Packer fan. You can just tell.
He's not a Brock Purdy fan.
9.
Yeah. 17, Sam Darnold. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Where are you with Jordan Love?
I think he's very talented, but he just doesn't impress me overall with the leadership quality.
He's just so
very talented,
very nonchalant.
Too nonchalant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me throw a touchdown.
Almost like he looks like some of the bigger moments are maybe a little too big for him.
but he's trying to act as if they're not.
Yeah, that's the sense I get. Sam Darnold, 17, Bo Nix, 18, C.J. Stroud, 19, and Aaron Rodgers, 20.
C.J. Stroud, he was going to take over the league. He was literally going to take over the league.
Yeah, Stroud was viewed as a superstar in the making after his 4,000-yard AFC South winning rookie season. Now with a generational defense behind him, he's viewed as the biggest question mark on a loaded roster.
Ridiculous. It's a big season.
See how long it takes before we get to a Raider. 21, Kyler. 22, Daniel Jones. 23, Jackson Dart. 24, Tyler Shuck. 25, Cam Ward. 26, Fernando Mendoza.
Who is he in front of? Other young quarterbacks?
He's in front of Michael Penix. Malik Willis, Geno Smith, Bryce Young, Jacoby Brissett, and Shedeur Sanders.
Who wrote this?
Matt Verderam, Sports Illustrated, an outstanding football writer.
This is a tough one, Matt.
I thought you would love this because of where he has Purdy, but I can see you don't care for any of this.
No, this whole thing, throw the whole thing out. Throw the whole thing away.
Mm-hmm.
Purdy, but that's the level. But no, Whitey, you know why I don't love this? Because that type of stuff is why there are certain Purdy fans that feel like they have to overdo it and overcompensate to say, hey, this is ridiculous. You know, the hate on Brock Purdy is ridiculous. So we have to go in the other direction. So that's why I don't like it, because now I can't be upset when somebody says, look at this hate that Brock is getting. Because I've been trying to say, hey, I think he's properly rated now. But you have stuff like this, which luckily the whole thing is a mess. But you got stuff like this where, come on, man. He is not, and he's at a crossroads. What is he at a crossroads of? The guys haven't been healthy. Brandon Ayuk is on Instagram talking about how many snacks he has in his house.
Also, everything with the 49ers is based, everything, both ends of the floor is based on the running game. Last year, the running game was,
Yeah, not good.
Mm-hmm.
Not good. The O-line. I know a lot of quarterbacks don't have good O-lines, but now I can't be upset when somebody says, see, Allen, Brock's still getting hate. I can't be upset about that.
Man, that is not the way I expected this to go.
Well, like I said, no, what's supposed to happen is he's supposed to have him at about 11 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
Then I say this is perfect, and then Niner fans say, how is he not in the top 10? But this is too much.
Yeah.
This is too much.
Mm-hmm. I do think that he's at the crossroads to a degree. Not C.J. Stroud.
I was going to say, big season.
Not that big of a crossroads.
What is he at a crossroads of?
Just prove it. Okay, the last couple of years you've been not what you were. So which one is the real you? He hasn't been so horrible that he's like, oh, well, he's the problem. But it's like, are you going to get back to what you were?
Would you look at that?
Now would be a good time to do that.
Would you look at that?
How the tide has turned.
Exactly.
How the tables have turned.
Everybody was waiting. And oh, he's this, he's that. Oh, Allen, you're a hater. Well, that's Whitey Gleason. That is not me.
Yeah,
And
I'll
we
stand
will
on that.
see.
Both Nikes.
Mm-hmm.
When we come back, Darius Acuff makes a brand new list of the NBA's top 11 rookies. Just barely. Also update you on the Kings and the Hornets. Oh, what a ball game. Crackerjack of a game going on right now at the Cox Pavilion. All that and more as we wrap things up in the next hour. From Vegas, Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built America's financial foundation on sound money, later embodied by the gold standard. But we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have seen inflation erode the dollar's value. What's the foundation of your savings? Is it gold or something that can be devalued? Hi, it's Dr. Ron Paul, and I encourage you to speak with my friends at Birch Gold Group about diversifying an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Learn more by requesting a free info kit on gold IRAs. Just text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold help you build your foundation with gold. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Text SECURE to 989898.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown 411 16th Street and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. What's up? It's Matt George. What's good? It's Alan Stiles.
With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason.
Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples, all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader.
Good afternoon again. This is Ramsey Barker here with the Open Leaderboard update. After 2 rounds, Lucas Herbert from Australia, who had a major record tying 62 in the second round, leads at 8 under par. You've got 3 golfers, including Cameron Young and first-round leader Jackson Suber, 2 strokes back at 6 under par. We've got 3 tied, 1 stroke back of that at 5 under par, including Sam Burns, who also shot a major tying record 62 today, and Modesto's Bryson DeChambeau, who suffered a 2-stroke penalty on the 5th hole to bring him down to 5 under. 9 are tied at 4 under par, including Scotty Scheffler and John Rahm. Rory McIlroy comes in with a 3 under par 67 to get him to 1 under. Your cut line was at 1 over par today. Included in those that missed the cut are Justin Rose, Wyndham Clark, Victor Hovland, Jason Day, and Jordan Spieth. The Open Update, is brought to you by Golf Fitness Solutions, where they want you to move better, feel better, and play better. Now we go back to the final hour of the week from Las Vegas, live with the Drive Guys, with Alan Stiles and Kevin Gleason.
Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. Here's Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles.
Well, the Kings' lead has been whittled down to 1 point here against Charlotte in the Summer League finale for both clubs, 72-71. Got about 9.5 left in the fourth quarter. But Alan has some good news.
Fast break.
Uh-huh.
Here comes Markel Sutton. Press that button. Salama jamma. Got his dunked on. It wasn't fully dunked on. Someone tried to get him, when he was pretty much already in the process. But we got the dunk. Styles fouls, and here's another one. Oh, it was a layup.
Had to lay it in there.
It was a layup. But
that was a nice play.
It was a nice play. Got to go hard to the cup, Whitey.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe he still throws another one down, but he's going to remember that guy on the radio.
He really is, though.
Yeah. I can't remember who it was. Which one it was.
No, he'll know.
Whitey.
Yeah, no, he'll know. He'll know. Hopefully the Kings can get it done. But either way, whether they win or lose, it's been
they're playing well and they're shooting the ball well.
Exactly. Exactly. What more can you really ask for?
I know this is a whole different level, but I remember playing a little bit of summer league, like high school. And looking back, I remember the games, but I don't remember if we won or lost. I remember one game we won, but the rest of them I don't even know, Alan.
Right. Yeah. I mean, unless it's it's a tournament. There's just an insane play where Sharp is trying to deflect the ball away. It flies up into the air and it went in the basket.
An own goal almost.
Yes. Straight swish.
So who gets the basket? Do you know the rule on that?
I mean, Sharp, he just can't miss.
Do you know who you give the basket to?
Whoever touched it last
Whoever's closest, I believe, is a rule.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they got that there. But I where they're at now, they just want to leave feeling good about things. You're already out of it. And the whole consolation idea. Speaking of, what do you think of that? And I got to be careful here because, people love the World Cup. But what do you think about that third place game?
I don't mind them. I know that in the men's basketball tournament, they used to do that. And it was kind of cool. They used to do that in the NFL before the merger. You'd have the two teams that would advance to the NFL championship, and then the two teams that lost would play each other the next week in what they used to call the playoff bowl. And that was just, you can imagine guys weren't really that into it. So they finally gave that up. I think a consolation game's kind of cool. I mean, coming in third is, I understand your point. I wouldn't argue with you, but for me personally, I'm okay with a consolation game, except if it's all smoky and everything back there, and they got to play in that when they shouldn't really have to.
Yeah. What about if there is no consolation game? Then you can both claim you got third place. That's what I like.
Oh yeah, because you're Mr. Hey, 8-footer, you give it to me
right,
for par.
Right. Hey, you don't want to
have to earn it.
We're both third.
That's because I'm from a different, generation where we were taught you got to earn things.
Well, you did earn it. You lost in the semis. Now you both get to say, hey, we're maybe you're third, maybe I'm third. We don't need to play a game and risk injury.
Is my chip on the fringe or on the green? Between. All right, you give it to me? Sure.
Yeah, you can move the ball, do whatever you need to do. You're fine. And that's how I feel about, the consolation. And, this is a consolation game. That's different. You're not even in it. But these third place games, you score a goal. Oh, yeah. One closer to third.
The Kings are no longer winning this contest.
No,
as we speak.
No, I mean, you think about it, couple first-round picks for the Hornets that are playing, right?
Yeah.
So they're a team that hasn't been very good, and they've been another one of these teams that has been stacking up picks a little bit. Feels like the Kings have only played – like the Kings didn't play any teams that are currently competing or contending, right? It didn't feel like they played any of those teams.
Not unless Washington is, but we just don't know it yet. But
from last season.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. From the last couple seasons, teams that haven't been stacking up high first-round picks.
So let me ask you something.
Oh, they did play Boston, though.
Yeah, you're right. How come Charlotte's top players are still playing? And the Kings
top 10?
Yeah.
It's that top 10.
Jerry Sagov's like, maybe he got, maybe there's something that's a little sore. But if their guys are playing, how come the Kings?
Top 10. And again,
top pick is their other rookies are playing.
I think and I said this yesterday, it's politics. It's, hey, what it represents. Hey, we are happy with our guy. We are happy with his performance, so he's done. He's done enough to show us we made the right pick. And if somebody who picked 7 or 6 does it, Now you have to do it. Somebody that picked 5th did it. Now you have to do it. I don't even know if they shut down Kingston Flemings. I'm not sure about that. I'd have to check. I saw him play a good bit.
Guess who's on the phone? Guess who wants to talk to us on a Friday? It's time for Check It with TC. Special Drive Guys in Vegas edition. TC, how you doing? What's up?
Man, Mike, check. Listen, check it out. Ramsey, good looking, bro. What's up, Jay? I know you listening, too. Alan, what's up, man? Whitey.
What's up, TC?
Man, I'm coming in. Listen, so check it out. We talking about a bunch of things, bro. As far as who should start, I think the big thing right now is not getting so caught up in the A-Cup situation and trying to focus on what players are better than him. Is Wagner better? No, we got us a stud, bro. That's it. I think the real conversation here is starting Sharp at the 2 and Neek being a backup 6-man role, right? Keep Monk. Monk can be the backup point guard. We always need him around. And Neek can just be a backup 2 guard. I'm not stopping my future just because Zach LaVine and Domas is here. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not. Successful organizations don't do that. That's a conversation for people like us to talk about. But when you get down to the nitty and gritty, they don't do things like that. I get what Perry is doing. He's making a mafia move by just not giving Zach away or just not giving Domas away for pennies. I respect that. But if you sat down and talked to Scott, I guarantee you he'll tell you hey, bro, they're not clouding my vision of what I got going on. I'm going to play them how I feel like I need to play him. And if I'm not going to play him, I'm not going to play him. And Doug is going to follow suit. You get what I'm saying? That's a successful front office, and the successful teams do that. We get caught up in the media, and as fans, we get caught up in talking about, oh, you can't have $90 million on the bench. Teams just don't do that. Well, teams do that. People make hard decisions like that. And starting Sharp over Neek, that's another hard decision, bro, that we're going to have to come to fruition with. My boy is too indecisive, and we need you to be a killer. And Sharp brings everything that Neek brings, but better. He's a better shooter. He's a better defender. What does Neek do better than him? Maybe dribble the ball, but they both can dribble the ball. Neek turns over the ball just like Sharp. I'm starting Sharp, bro, because he gives us that first initial defensive tenacity and three-point shooting that we need, and Neek can come off the bench. That's where I'm at. Max also needs more work. He's not polished yet. He was good last year, but he still – I still need you to be a shot blocker 7-footer. I know you're finesse, but I need you to have some type of paint presence. You see Carwell, that's his thing. He's either going to foul out. Well, I need you to do that, Max. If you're going to pick up fouls because you chasing around trying to block shots as a 7-footer and having rim presence, you're not going to be Wemby. But you can have a rim presence, bro. Dude doesn't have any rim presence. And if this is what we're looking at going into next season, I'm starting Cardwell too, bro. It seems like TC is off the Richter, but I'm thinking of a defensive, the tenacity of how Doug Christie wants to think, but also what will make your team better. Max and Dylan, it's yin and yang, just like Sharp and Clifford. If you starting Clifford and you starting Max, it's not like you're going to win 60 games. But if you start Sharp and you start Dylan, you know what, TC, we might only win 7. No, bro. It's like the same thing, but I'm starting to better. To me, those two players are better than Neek and Max, in my opinion. Dylan has to work on his offense. I know I sound crazy, y'all, but I'm real. Ramsey, thank you for letting me rap. But listen, Alan, Whitey, y'all just think about what I said. Don't go off of what the chat talking about or the crazy talking what TC said before. Just really think about the conversation we having. It really makes sense. That's all I got, bro.
Thank you, TC. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Yeah, appreciate that. TC. I hadn't thought about starting Sharp. It's interesting. I still would lean toward – he made some great points. The Maxime stuff, we were just talking to Nick – Agar Johnson about Maxime, can he be a star? We don't know that yet. I would still lean towards starting Zach LaVine only because there's still that element of me wanting to build up his trade value. So maybe at the deadline, somebody really wants to give me something I want for him. That's the only thing. But other than that, I like that idea.
Yeah, look, this goes back to before Zach LaVine opted in, and that was the conversation. Hey, if you sign, we're just not going to play you, and you won't be able to show what teams can do, what you can do. I was going to say that it doesn't really happen. I know TC said that it does happen. Hey, we're just going to sit the guys, regardless of whether they're making a lot of money or not. The only time I can really think of it, Whitey, off the top of my head, wasn't that long ago. It was Bradley Beal. Now, that was a little bit different because the Suns were just a disaster. But that's really, not to go back and forth, but that's really, it just doesn't really happen. Right?
I'm with TC on that, though. If the basketball people and Scott Perry and the coaches look at it and go, you know what, we're better off with Levine and or Domas coming off the bench, if that's the decision they come to, I have no problem with that if it's for basketball reasons. I do not feel, as TC said, he doesn't feel that, well, they're making that much money, they got to start. To me, it's like, no, that's not why I'm starting or not starting somebody.
Well, I think we just have to be honest, and it's hard to figure out and decipher whether it will be about winning or whether it'll be about we're really just trying to develop our younger guys. You know what I mean? Because I don't.
Yeah, you got to balance a couple of different things.
Yeah, and it ain't going to be to start. There's just a lot that has to happen. The season has to start. They have to lose. I believe I saw that Vegas or someone has the Kings at 20.5 wins, by the way.
I thought it was 22.5, wasn't it? Somewhere around
I guess you could get it at 20.5 somewhere, which is insanity.
Yes.
Absolutely insanity.
There were some juicy propositions on the board, the one I saw.
Huh.
Like
Okay.
Utah was at 34.5 or something.
You like the over there?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
But I just, it doesn't happen a ton. As Markel's just going off.
He is.
This is my dude. Sign him up. Mm-hmm. Bring him home.
4.5 to go or so, and the Kings are down 1 in their final Summer League game. This is from Zach Cram, and he has the post-Summer League. It's funny because it's not over yet, but all the writers are like, now that Summer League's done, it's not over. Yeah, it is, because Tobias is not playing anymore. This is the rookie rankings, so it's not based just on how they did in Summer League, but the rookie rankings. So he's got, let's see, we'll just do the top 11, and he's got number 1, AJ DeBansa. Number 2, Cam Boozer. Number 3, Darren Peterson. Number 4, Caleb Wilson. Number 5, Braden Burry. 6, Michael Brown Jr. 7, Yaxel Lendeborg. Again, this is not just how they did in Summer League. This is including Summer League, where he has these rookies ranked as of right now. Number 8, Morris Johnson Jr., Number 9, Kingston Flemings. Number 10, Keaton Wagler. And number 11, Darius Acuff. And that's the only players on the list. It only goes to 11.
Oh, my
Acuff
goodness.
barely making the list of the top-ranked rookies.
Well, Yaxel is older, and I know Warrior fans are happy about him, and they should be, but he should have looked something like that. Maybe I'm not saying he didn't play above expectations, because I think he did, but I do think that there were some expectations because of his age and how long he's been in the. Is that Mobo?
Mobo just gave the Kings a lead with a thunderous dunk.
Right.
That they heard out in Lawler, Nevada.
That they definitely did.
Yeah.
Two-hand jam there. Kings taking the lead back.
Mm-hmm.
So
two-hand jammeroo.
Lendeborg jumping up there.
Jammeroo. I'm sorry, I got carried away. That's not good.
That is, yeah, Lendeborg. That's not too surprising. Basically, it's all the top picks and then some surprises in there. But Acuff being last is not great, but that's going to be the thing. You know, they're all going to take their shots at him now, and I'm not saying it's a shot he didn't play.
Tell me if you think this
well.
is fair, would you please, if I read this? Tell me if you think this is fair.
Okay.
Zach Cram, let's start with a positive. Acuff looks the part of a lead creator. Okay. Threaded several nifty passes through traffic in Vegas. I grew excited to watch him partner with Domantas Sabonis in pick and rolls and handoffs this season, but Acuff also checked off almost every negative box for a small guard. He didn't assuage any concerns about his lackadaisical defense, especially off the ball. His offensive efficiency was subpar in all but one game, including his play in the California Classic. Acuff shot 35% from the field, 27% on threes, 70%, on free throws this summer. Those percentages will surely tick upward in a larger sample in the regular season. But given his other limitations, Acuff needs to be a transcendent offensive talent to truly succeed in the NBA, and he has shown some early reasons to doubt that path. Zach Cram, ESPN.
Fair foul.
Foul. You're again just basing too much on what has happened in Summer League. Of all those numbers that I read and everything that I quoted from Zach Cram, the one thing that surprised me, it doesn't discourage me, but 70% on free throws is like, that tells me, okay, he just wasn't all there. He's a really good shooter.
Whitey.
He missed a lot of free throws.
I told you during March Madness that Acuff, and we went and we looked at his free throw percentage, and I do believe it was in the 8s, but I believe it was low 8s if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But he'll miss some free throws now.
Okay, but 70% is, he's a better free throw shooter than that.
He is, but I'm telling you, he'll miss some free throws.
Well, yeah. I didn't say he was going to make them all.
But
what I'm saying is, agree or disagree, to me, the fact that he shot free throws as poorly as he did shows that he was not in rhythm offensively at all. That's a very poor, for him, that's a very poor number. That doesn't make me worry that, he's not going to make free throws. No, it just suggests, he was not in rhythm.
No, I hear what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
I had thought about this prior, I had thought about this for a while. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So,
are you saying he's a bad free throw shooter?
No. I'm saying I know. Yeah, Whitey, you ready for this? I tried to tell you. He was at 80.
Yeah, that's not horrible, Alan.
I'm not saying it's horrible. I'm saying he's going to miss some free throws.
Yeah, he's going to miss about 2 out of every 10. I'm guessing. That'd be my guess.
And how are they doing the free throw percentages with them being worth 2?
Well, that's easy. You just, if you miss it or make it, it doesn't matter how many points it's worth. My daughter was playing in an AAU league. Did I tell you that? Because she was trying to make the St. Francis, the freshman team, and one of the dads was keeping track of the free throws, and they had the same rule. And so if my daughter, anyone missed a free throw, he'd put 2 misses down there. And I was like, brother, you can't do that. She didn't miss 2 free throws. Like, well, that's the way I'm doing it. Right. You can't. That's not right.
No, I think he's on to
something.
Because
I'm thinking my daughter, that she was a good free throw shooter.
Right.
That's one of the things I want the coaches to look at.
Percentage is getting destroyed.
Yeah, right. She missed some other girls 2 for 2 because, she bounces one off the top of the backboard or something. My daughter misses one 0 for 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see where he's coming from on that one.
The Kings are really playing a scrappy good game here.
Yeah, every time I look up, Tejan Salon is just in the action.
Who are you rooting for in this game?
Markel Sutton and Tejan Salon.
Oh, okay.
That's who I'm rooting for.
Right. So you're like a fantasy league guy almost. I don't care who wins the game. I want my guy. I don't want my guy.
That's right. And, of course, Caravan. Mm-hmm. Caravan having another good game. It does feel like, things are very open. And when the NBA just saw Brendan on TV, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Caravan has 14 points. He's 2 of 8 on threes, and that 3 is a little funky looking.
It is.
Yeah.
And why is it?
Because it's a little side saddle.
The same thing happened with Maxime. I don't know if it's because it's a little further, but I'll sit there.
Yeah, that's a big boy shot.
I'll sit there, I'll grind tape, I'll grind film, and not even really notice it. And then they get to the NBA, and you see them shoot, and you're thinking, when did this start?
Mm-hmm.
When did this start?
I'll give you a good example of that. You may remember your guy Jordan Poole.
Mm-hmm.
He was many things. He became a pretty good shooter.
Yeah.
Great free throw shooter. His rookie year from 3, there was the opening night, he just lost it.
Yeah.
That adjustment from college and then to the NBA.
Right.
He had no chance. He had some of the worst 3-point numbers ever as a rookie.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it was just adjusting to that longer line. It makes a big difference.
Yeah. And I know certain gyms, I was doing a 7-day guest pass. I can't remember the name of the gym. No free promo anyway. But they had an NBA 3. And if you've never shot an NBA 3,
mm-hmm.
you should try to do it because you really got to get some elbow grease in there. It is quite the change from what these guys are used to.
By the way, I want to give you credit for what we just saw there. Your boy Caravan on the dribble drive, off the dribble, a nice pass and assist out for a 3.
One of these days, you're going to respect my tape grinding.
I guess it's possible.
My scouting. That's what it is. My scouting.
I guess that's possible.
And when I'm sitting up there as a GM and I invite you up to the suite,
thank you.
I'll say, Whitey,
will you at least ask my opinion on a player?
Yeah, I'll ask. If I agree with it, I'll rock with you. If not, we'll keep an eye out.
Caravan has 14. Sutton has 11. Mobo has 14. Sharp has 16. And Flagler has 11. And Victor Lakin has 12.
So everybody's
That's nice. Yeah, 6 guys in double figures, which shows it's a very democratic style of offense they're playing today. Yeah, find the open man, let it fly.
Here we go, Whitey.
Who gets the ball? Whoever's open gets the shot on this play.
40 seconds left. Kings up.
Careful.
Yeah. Just saying, laying it out.
What happened? They lost the ball.
They lost the rock.
Yeah, the Kings are nursing a 3-point lead. We're inside of 40 seconds. That'd be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. Careful.
Nice little cherry on top for him.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Darius Acuff right now, 11th best rookie. I kind of like that because I want the Kings. I think the Kings respond well and will respond well if people are not taking them seriously. I think that underdog mentality will serve this team very well.
Yeah.
I think Darius Acuff, if he cares at all, and someone says, you're the 11th ranked rookie, I think that's going to motivate him to play even better.
Yeah, to be honest with you, though, he'd probably say, just based on when he said to the media after one of the games, I've been playing terrible, he probably would agree with this. I don't know how much, right? It's not a snub. He didn't play well, right? That last game, he played better and put up some numbers, but I don't know that he would look at that and say, yeah, I vehemently disagree.
Yeah. Beautiful play by the Kings. They spread the floor, needed a basket, and then they had the ball out on the wing, and Sutton from the weak side block comes to the foul line, makes a catch, and throws in a little left-handed half hook. And look at that. The Kings are up 5.
Up 5?
Yeah. And Sutton putting up his left hand.
Yeah. Oh, that was for me.
Yes, absolutely it was.
Left-hander.
His whole career is going to be dedicated to you after yesterday.
Yeah. How many points does he have?
Right now he's 5 for 7 floor, 1 for 2 beyond the arc. He's 1 for 1 from the line, 6 rebounds, and 13 points.
Wow.
Not just 13 points, but one of the biggest baskets of the game right there.
Yeah, he's doing some things, Whitey.
He is. He absolutely is. We'll see where this game goes, and depending on what happens, we may hear from some of the Kings or from Coach Darnell, but when we come back, we'll take a look at what the Kings or anybody else did get out of Summer League 2026. That's next year on Sactown Sports. Drive, guys.
This is Sactown, baby! Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Facebook at facebook.com/Sactown Sports to keep tabs on the Kings, 49ers, UC Davis, and the entire Sactown Sports lineup all season long. Facebook.com/Sactown Sports. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockrell with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. Stocks continue to trade near record highs, helped by encouraging inflation data that has strengthened hopes that the Federal Reserve may have more flexibility on interest rates in the months ahead. At the same time, however, some market analysts are urging caution. According to research from the Leuthold Group, margin debt the money investors borrow to purchase stocks has climbed more than 40% over the past year, a level previously seen near major market peaks in 2000, 2007, and 2021. While lower inflation is a positive for consumers and businesses, rising investor optimism and increased borrowing can sometimes lead to greater market volatility if sentiment changes. For long-term investors, it's another reminder that maintaining a diversified portfolio and staying focused on your financial plan is often more productive than reacting to short-term market swings. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Mosaic Wealth, member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the match day spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect. Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too. Incredible. What a finish. Sensational combination. Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
Wow, what is all this? These screens, the food.
All for the game, bro.
Let us pitch in.
No need. I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet with T-Mobile. I've got it all covered.
Goal! Here to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. Compared to regular rates after third line free on Experience Beyond plan with internet bundle discount via monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Credit stop if you cancel or change plans.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is, what makes us different from other law firms?
At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to the end.
Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether it must go into litigation, or whether it has to go all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. Here's Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles.
We have a very unusual finish here to the Kings contest. Doesn't appear to be officially over yet, with a tenth of a second to go, and the Kings with a 2-point lead, Alan. So it's not quite over yet. Kind of annoying, right? The Hornets, it's Summer League, bro. There's a tenth of a second left.
Yeah. No. You got to take these things seriously. There's some paying customers in there, and they want to leave with the W too.
No, but they're not gonna. Okay, you're not going to.
You have to practice these situations.
I believe Alex Caravan actually got called. The Kings were up 4, 5. He got called for he was being too close to the inbounder, and he deflected the ball. But I believe they called a technical foul on him for being too close. Charlotte made the free throw, then made the basket. After that, with a tenth of a second left, the Kings were fouled, and so looks like as the Dallas Mavericks and the New York Knicks waiting to come onto the floor. I believe the Kings, and I don't know if they're in the bonus, so I don't know if they're shooting free throws or if they're inbounding here, but the Kings are just a tenth of a second away from claiming a sweet, sweet Summer League victory, which more than avenges last year's defeat in the Summer League championship game.
That's true. You know, why? I guess in those situations, the refs would say, hey, we told him to move back, and he didn't. But if they didn't, that's ridiculous. Well, that's the what are we doing?
Mm-hmm. Well, he did. He deflected the ball, so and that should be called very often, but it's rarely called.
Yeah, just getting their work in, I guess.
Yeah. Chris Darnell a little nervous here, although it's hard to see. The Kings are inbounding in the front court. Yeah, so somebody throw the ball straight up in the air, and unless somebody on Charlotte is able to tap it, yeah, there you go. Threw it into the back, threw it in the front court. A Charlotte player touched it, and then that was the game. The Kings have won 92-90.
Wow, that's how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You got Maxime out there wearing his A's hat, repping and
oh, that's interesting.
The team, yeah. I saw that. Well, remember, he did go to Stanford.
Yeah, 92-90. The Kings wrapping up a victory in their Summer League finale. Caravan with 14, Sutton with 13, Mobo with 14, Emmanuel Sharp with 16, Flagler with 11, and Victor Lacken with 12, BJ Edwards 2, Isaiah Stevens had 8, only two for Elias Ralph, but of course he was plus 4 when he's on the floor.
Of course.
Good things happen. So a nice win for the Kings and a kind of a nice little cherry on top. Does that take away some of the bitter taste from Summer League? 2-3 Summer League. They won. Yeah. Caravan's playing better.
I guess a little because of Caravan. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Are you a Summer League win gatekeeper?
No. Enjoy your win. Enjoy this. If it's in Cox Pavilion, it just doesn't hit.
There was probably 15 or 16 people in there for this game. Yeah, that's right.
And I think they were lost. They walked into the wrong gym.
They were looking for the Dairy Queen.
They didn't have any Kings or Hornets gear on.
Mm-hmm.
Emmanuel Sharp getting the post game. Good for him.
Yeah, good player. So that's for what it's worth, a few positive vibes for the Kings as they wrap up Summer League. And Darius Acuff was there. Emmanuel Sharp, 16 points, 5 of 12 from the floor today. And we'll see what's going on. We may be able to hear from the locker room there. It depends. The Kings are in a hurry to get out of there. We got Brendan there, so we're just kind of hanging loose here to see who may be available. While we wait for that, what do you think here? What did the Kings or anybody else get out of Summer League this year?
I mean, just getting an opportunity to play with some of the guys and get comfortable in the Kings jersey. And I mean, look, there's some third-year NBA guys in there. Now, most of those guys are probably bouncing back between the G League and the NBA, but you played NBA competition.
I think Mobo, that's one really good thing for the Kings this year in Summer League.
Yeah,
it's not really a surprise, but he played really well, consistently well.
Right, that 3-ball for him. I think Mobo, if you're talking about surprises, sure, I would say Mobo and, of course, my guy Markel Sutton. Those are the two surprises. And from the draft picks, you saw what you wanted to see. I mean, Emmanuel Sharp, he's going to be taking somebody's minutes. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact. Acuff did his thing, could have been better, could have been worse, and Caravan came on late. And we had on, when we were talking about Caravan earlier, the idea that maybe he came back a little early because he really wanted to play. He already missed the Cali Classic, really wanted to play in Summer League, and maybe that ankle was still a little tender to start out the Summer League.
So if we gave out our Summer League beamies, best player Emmanuel Sharp, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Most improved, that's tricky in Summer League. I think I would go Markel Sutton.
I would too.
Yeah. Best teammate, Chris Watkins, part of our crew.
That's right.
Here,
he gets that one.
He's doing all the stuff with the digital work and, the Alan, hey, can you do a video? I got to finish Alan. Alan's running around in the street. And then he's doing stuff and then helping us on the technical end, just getting it all done.
That's right.
All done with a smile.
Right. Chris for sure was our MVP.
Most memorable play for the Kings in Summer League this year. I don't remember specifically, but I'd say it was definitely, and I think one of the California Classic ones, one of the lobs from Darius Acuff to Dylan Cardwell. And there was I think we're talking about you have a choice of 3 or 4 of them. So I can't remember specifically which one, but those were spectacular plays.
Yeah. That's something that we might be seeing a little bit this season.
Yeah. Yours was probably Sutton's dunk or what?
Sutton's dunk or the bizarre play where Sharp tipped it in.
That was memorable.
It was. If you asked me one play, I will not forget that one. But yeah,
he went way up in the air to try to deflect it.
Yes.
And ended up knocking it up and in.
Or one of Caravan. Well, Darius had a step back, I think. I feel like he had a nice step back in one of the games. And from 3-ball lane. I think it was in the blowout. But it was a nice step back. So it might be that one because that's a little glimpse of the future.
Was that in Golden One? Or was that first win against the Clippers?
I thought it was in Vegas.
Okay.
But it could have been at Golden One. But that one.
How about one of his driving layups against the Nets' 6th team? No, that's not one of the...
Not on the list.
Yeah.
No, not quite. Not quite.
Yes. That's going to do it for our summer league for both these clubs. Hey, if you're going to keep score, you might as well get a win. Better than losing.
Right. That's right. And they really didn't want to leave. And you saw Maxime. Maxime was standing during the game. Acuff was standing during the game. They were supporting their guys. They wanted a W.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things going on with this team, for better or worse. I think for better. But you go back to a year ago when you had these veterans, all-time greats, and the young players obviously had to be somewhat deferential. And now you don't have that. Obviously, we'll have some of that when Zach and Domas are there. Not to the same degree, though. My point is, when you see players like Max and Dylan Cardwell becoming leaders of this team, it's really a good reminder of how much younger the roster is at long last.
Right. I'm excited now. I know we get a couple months off before training camp, but I am excited to see that whole roster, right? And really remember how many guys they truly have. And that's why the Kings fan, Dan, just what I said about Markel Sutton, 13.6 boards and played great defense on the Hornets, needs some G League seasoning and will be another good find for the Kings. Yeah, Kings fan, Dan, it's all about that timing because I don't disagree with you, but somebody's are going to have to move from the Kings if Sutton's going to get any type of action this go round. Because for example, I'm talking right now, forgot they brought back Daquan. So I'm excited to see what they do in training camp. But as far as summer league,
don't forget about DeAndre Hunter. I only say that
I don't. Now it's impossible for me. If you had a checklist, Whitey, would you say that the summer league checklist, every box got checked?
Not all of them, but enough of them where you can say, all right, we got some things done here.
Yes.
I mean, the big box, you'd love to see Acuff have a huge game. And he ended up with a nice game. So the thing, though, if we talk about the numbers now, the numbers don't matter. Defense doesn't matter because of the helter-skelter nature of these games. But at the same time, you see Emmanuel Sharp. But with him, the numbers are good, but it's just the matter of the poise that he plays with.
Yes, he did not look wide-eyed.
Right. He looked like maybe he didn't belong, but not because he wasn't good enough, but because maybe he's too good almost.
They really could have shut him down.
Yeah.
And that going back to some of the Brock Purdy stuff and draftism or whatever you want to call it. If Emmanuel Sharp had went in the first round, they probably would have shut him down. That's pretty funny to think about. Right, but you just
good thing they didn't. I don't know if they would have won this game without him.
Well, if they didn't, it probably would have been brutal. If they shut him down, they could have shut him down after last game, right? Because didn't he play in the back-to-back?
I think he did.
Yeah, And you know what?
And in the second game, he got smacked.
But you know what the problem is too? You probably wouldn't shut him down because of Caravan, right? It's all kind of the psyche thing. I know if you shut down Emmanuel Sharp.
Wow, I hadn't thought of that. The etiquette you're talking about.
You almost have to
shut him down. Well, what would he think of that? We can't shut him down, so we have to. Yeah.
Or just them in general.
Guess.
They traded up.
You might be overthinking it, Alan.
Probably, but they traded up to get Caravan, right? And then you're gonna he has to play the whole summer league. You know, what percentage of players got shut down?
Yeah,
is my question.
We'll come back with our final segment from Las Vegas Summer League 2026 next. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Instagram and X at Sactown 1140 to see the best moments from all your favorite shows and up-to-the-minute live reactions and updates on the Kings, 49ers, and more. That's at Sactown 1140 on Instagram and X. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. I've heard you're extending the 4th of July sales event because the deals were just so good.
They were the best deals of the year, and we wanted to keep the savings going. Right now, you can save up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Jeep Gladiator Sport S. If you're looking for a truck for everyday life that you can still take off-road, the Jeep Gladiator is for you.
My brother had one, and he loved it.
They are really cool trucks for sure. But Hoblet is so much more than Jeeps. Whatever you're looking for, you can find it at Hoblet with our Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with 200 vehicles and over 50 under $30,000.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, nobody beats Hoblet, period. 10,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Jeep Gladiator Sport S after $36.20 Hoblet discount and factory incentives. Incentives may include 10% below MSRP incentive, 500 military or first responder bonus cash for eligible members, 1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, 3 net savings, simple VIN 175877. See dealer for details.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. Here's Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles.
NBA Summer League is here, and so are we, but not for long. The Sactown Sports 1140 crew has been out in full force here in Las Vegas. Thanks to Power Business Technology. With their help, we've been your eyes and ears for all things Kings. Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs. Can you believe it, Alan? It looks like we're just about done here from Vegas, from Summer League.
I know. At first, it felt like it was a long week. I mean, it was long.
Tuesday. I can't believe it's Tuesday.
I think it was still the airplane stuff that was
really
lingering there. Yeah. It just made Sunday and Monday feel really long. And I don't like Tuesdays anyway. But once you got past Tuesday, it felt as if the rest of the week just flew on by. And yeah, it was a lot of fun getting to meet people and see people and just connect about the game of basketball. And a lot of Kings fans. Shout out to all the Kings fans that said what's up to us. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of you were here at the very start of Summer League, but they were staying strong too throughout the whole week. I saw some today during the game. So shout out to you as the best fans in the NBA.
Yeah, and the smartest listeners and YouTube viewers in the world. I know that you had asked Kyle Draper yesterday about the vibe here at Summer League, and Drape said he thought it was pretty strong, not as strong as the Wemby year. But last night, I don't think you were here. Chris came back from you guys having dinner. He said he was talking to somebody, and I forget who, somebody who works in Vegas, who said it's been kind of dead this year.
Yes, yeah. When we were eating, it was our server.
Oh, okay.
So usually, Summer League kind of gives them a little bump. And they did not get said bump.
Yeah.
I got some bumps, though, Whitey. The mosquito. They're
all
really? Over me.
Ooh.
Yeah. My ankles.
Are you sure they're mosquitoes? Well.
Don't do that. Is it a scorpion?
No, it's not a scorpion.
You're like, because if it was a scorpion.
It could be a flea. I'm thinking maybe
what?
Fleas. Fleas, yeah.
No, they don't like humans.
Fleas?
Yeah. They prefer animals.
Fleas will go to town on a human, depending. But I don't know. Just on your ankles. I mean, some mosquitoes, they use your arms and your legs and stuff.
I thought you were
there could be some kind of varmints or something, and then they have fleas.
I shouldn't have told you.
I don't know why you did. I thought we were talking
about
the economy, and I think
I thought everyone, the mosquitoes are crazy. Haha, yeah, I know. Me too. I'm getting eaten alive out here.
Yeah, I know Davis had some problems with mosquitoes back in Sacramento.
Yeah,
He's talked about
there you
it.
go.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I was just making conversation, and then
I'm looking out for you. Fleas, they don't ever bite humans. Oh my goodness.
Well, I don't.
You ever heard
anything.
of the plague? How do you think that started, Alan? Anyway.
now I have the plague. Great.
No, you probably don't. I'd say you probably
I should
don't.
be okay.
You probably don't. But a lot of excitement for this incoming draft class. But things did, this summer league, it seemed to so bright, and then it's like one of those, fireworks you get, and you light the cone, and then done.
Right. It was quick, but I think there were enough flashes, enough fireworks to keep Kings fans, ready for the season.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a completely different setup, than last season. You had Nick Clifford and you had the guys, and they played really, really well. But you knew what was coming with DeMar DeRozan. Obviously, they add Russell Westbrook. I think you can start to peek and see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that's no disrespect to the Zach LaVines and Domantas Sabonis. They might keep Domantas Sabonis. You never.
Zach LaVine is not part of the plan. That's no disrespect. That's not even up to us, but it's plain to see. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, I mean, he knows that.
Yeah.
I don't think
it's probably his preference.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not speaking for him, but I would imagine, being part of a hybrid rebuild for the Kings is not at the top of his list of things he'd like to do.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to get through this season, probably hoping to get moved during the season. And it's the position, too. I mean, the shooting guard position is probably, I don't know, Whitey, would you say, I don't want to say least valuable, but it's very broad, and it turns into, okay, so.
It can be one of the easier ones to fill.
Yes.
Not easy to fill, but relatively speaking.
Yes, with DBs in football, I became a safety, or if you go from center field, or, this guy doesn't really play center, he's more of a corner guy. There's just certain things where you can find corner outfielders. It's harder to find a center
Weren't you like a center fielder, but then you weren't?
Yeah, I was never a real pure center. Once I got a little bit older, they were just guys I could just get after it, man.
Oh, yeah.
And they
I'm just kidding. I don't really mean to bring back bad memories.
No, I'm real about it.
Yeah. Lou Brock was my favorite player. He was a left fielder. So
there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
But he was a burner.
And I was a couple days ago. Now you got to watch the video again. You want to come to the Mob Museum, you have to watch the video again. I
will. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I was afraid that I talked my way off that list today.
We still got a couple more minutes.
Okay.
But,
all right.
That shooting guard position, when you look at the guys that have struggled to get contracts and this qualifying offer stuff, a lot of times they're secondary guards.
Mm-hmm.
Now size, no size, whatever it is, if you are not a point guard or not viewed as a point guard, but you can't play a wing position because you're not big enough, a la a Malik Monk, even if you can score the basketball, people are going to look at that, your contract and say, well, I think you should be making this. So Zach LaVine, his position is another reason he does not fit, because the Kings have other guys that they want to put in that spot and let them get run. Whitey, I have a question for you.
Can I just, before you get to that, can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Because I know that going back to February, we talked about the top 3 picks in the draft. I think we talked about the top 3, not the top 4 in this regard. DeBonsa and Peterson and Cam. And you said you didn't think they'd all be all-stars. This was way early.
Right.
And I said I think they could be, and I still think they're going to be. All 3. Probably all 4.
So when you say that, do you mean got one all-star or?
Well, they'll make an all-star team, at least one. I think all of them will be. There's a good chance there'll be multiple all-stars.
I'm just going to play the numbers game and say no.
You maybe we'll see. But I just remembered that we had that conversation, and I haven't seen anything at Summer League that made me think any differently.
All right.
What's your question?
My question is, do you think that the Kings are maybe feeling as if, because we know they did this with Devin Carter, right? They said, hey, if you're going to be on this team, we need you to play point. Do you think the Kings, not that they want to tank, but do you think the Kings would purposely not add a backup point guard because they essentially are telling Neek, hey, this is what you're going to have to do?
No, I don't think so. You don't want to embarrass yourself. You have to have somebody that you can count on to handle the ball, especially if.
And they still have Malik.
Right. Heaven forbid. What if your primary ball handler is unavailable for whatever reason? You couldn't do that to yourself. And they have a number of options. So yeah, Malik is one. I think it's more about payroll and your roster fit, and you'd rather have somebody as your backup point guard who's also going to do some other things. It's just more efficient than let's go out and get a veteran backup point guard.
Right. For this specific team.
Yeah.
Other teams could go get that.
Yeah.
But this specific team, in a roundabout way, we'd rather let, Neek get some of those minutes. We still have Malik, who they tried to move, and were unable to, at least last season.
Yeah, and if Neek and if Emmanuel Sharp are both candidates for that, I mean, that's a real good environment for development too. Like for them, you guys are kind of competing for that spot.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
they're definitely going to be competing, and it's funny because Neek had to deal with, was on the other side of it with Devin Carter, and now Devin Carter, and at that time Keon was still on the team too, all for that kind of 2-guard conversation, and now both those guys are gone, but Scott Perry went and got another one, and this dude can shoot it.
Thank you, Ramsey. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Alan. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, Richie, for sending us.
Yes, thank you so much. We got about as much out of it as we could, and we hope that everybody enjoyed the content that we were able to put out.
We're back Monday. More great sports talk coming up right here on Sactown Sports. Have a great weekend.
Of the NBA developing a scouting report on Darius Acuff.
On offense, teams are going to blitz him and teams are going to play physical. You're going to have to hit tough shots because you're not getting good looks. And then on defense, Acuff is going to get intentionally switched on. He's going to get hunted. He's going to get isolated. It is going to be a true trial by fire his rookie year.